Okay. Does that fix the problem, sending them back? Like, that's my other question is, like, people always say, go back where you came from.
Yeah.
Okay, you were born in Mexico, you're going to get sent back to Mexico. Does that fix the problem? Mm-hmm. Were they a part of a gang? You know, like, all these different things.
Right.
I think if we take a step back and say, we're going to send back these murderers, we need to take a look at the psychological side of everything, too. Mm-hmm. And how our system is set up, and were they given due process, and did they actually commit that crime? I feel there's no one right religion. I believe there's right things in all religions. Like if you look at Judaism and you look at even Christianity and Catholicism, there's just all these religions and beliefs and Buddhism, all this stuff.
Oh, yeah.
I feel that every single religion has a thing I agree with.
Yeah.
But then there's a lot that I don't. So it's
how do you determine that? Like, how do you determine what you agree with and what you don't agree with?
I'm not a criminal, but just the way I was raised, and also being told you're brown, you're a female, you need to be careful how you act, how you say things, how you move your body. That was something my grandpa, because he came from an era of, it didn't matter what you did or said or anything. It was just how he looked. He always taught me, you do what you're told to an extent.
Congratulations on your decision to check out another amazing discussion contained within the only podcast that cares about you, the Why Can't We Talk About That podcast. I am extremely joyful that you are here. Before diving into the conversation, I want you to know that you can contact me for any reason, big or small, at Why Can't We Talk About That at proton.me. I would love to hear what you think of this episode or the podcast. I would also love to hear what you had for dinner last night and whether or not you enjoyed it. I would also love for you to send some good guests my way. So if you yourself are interested, or if you just know someone who is, please send me an email. Lastly, I would be so very extremely appreciative if you could spread the word about this podcast. The numbers are growing, but I still pretty regularly come across people who have never heard of this show. So that means that you all have a lot of work to do. It's your favorite podcast, but let's make sure it's everyone else's favorite as well. I won't rest until everyone knows about us. Okay, I guess we should get into the episode now. Today's guest is Kaeleigh Moss, a Disney and Star Wars superfan and proud mom of 2. She believes that the hardest conversations are often the most important. I learned many new things about her during our discussion, such as the fact that she is a huge fan of country music, and that when it comes to politics, she is extremely right-leaning. Kaeleigh loves Donald Trump, and is a firm believer that Jesus is the only way of salvation. Wait, actually none of that is true. The things that I learned about her beliefs are kind of the opposite of those things. But guess what? That's okay. We are still friends, and we were still able to have a great conversation about our differences. Amazing, right? How could this happen? Well, believe it or not, it's pretty simple. You see, I believe that Kaeleigh, just like me, is completely entitled to her beliefs and opinions, and she also believes that I am completely entitled to mine. And then, just like as if we were grown-ups, we were able to sit down and talk about our beliefs and opinions without getting mad and calling each other names. Try it sometime. Be like us. You just might make the world a better place. Enjoy the conversation.
He's in his 70s.
Is he 70s? Okay.
Yeah, late 70s, 70.
I always forget that Dell's older than me.
Yeah, we have a 16-year difference.
Between the two of you? Mm-hmm. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Really?
I know, it doesn't seem like it.
I didn't know that. Mm-hmm. I knew he was older, but I didn't know that much older. That's a lot.
He's a child.
Yeah. Well, he looks younger than he is.
Yeah.
Because, like, he's older than me. And, I always forget that. I'm like, dude, that's right. You're older than me. Is he 50 yet? No.
He'll be 50 next year.
Almost, right? Okay.
We were supposed to do this big thing, but now we're like, that's probably not going to happen.
Yeah. Bummer.
We were going to go to Miami.
Oh, cool.
Or Mexico or Canada.
With the kids or just you guys?
With the kids.
Okay.
Our kids can't go anywhere without us.
Oh,
We're
no.
not at that stage.
You can't, like, leave them with your mom
Isley is gets attached.
Oh, okay. More to you or more to him, or doesn't matter?
Mostly me. She's in a phase right now where it's me. It drives him nuts because he wants that like daddy's girl thing.
He'll get it
know.
eventually. Yeah.
I'm like, you complained about Cassian not being like daddy, daddy, daddy.
Yeah.
But then I'm like, now look at him.
Right.
I'm chop liver.
Yeah.
I'm
Really? He's totally into dad now. Huh? Okay. That's cool. That's pretty awesome.
I'm always like, hi, good morning. Like, I'm mom. I gave you life.
I live here too, remember?
Yeah. I'm like,
funny.
you remember.
Yeah. It's funny. Our kids go through phases too, like all of them. I mean, the boys and the girls.
Whoever's going to tell them yes.
Well, we try not to let it be that, because like Bethany and I have always been like, look, just... We need to be on the same page, even if, because I don't want to be that family, like, because that's bad. Like, if the kid knows, if I ask dad, it's no, but if I ask mom, it's yes, and then that whole favoritism thing starts.
He gives me a look. Like right now, I had said no to YouTube because he's really like he'll get into this zone where it's just he won't blink.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What does he like to watch?
Right now, he's into like the Pikmins from Super Mario. They have like he likes to watch gameplay. So like he likes to watch people playing Super Mario. He likes to watch people playing Bug Snacks. Have you heard that one?
No.
Oh my god.
Bug Snacks is a video game.
Yeah, it's like a kid game where like you go around and if you eat your fruits and veggies, you turn into them.
Okay.
It's weird. Like the things that are out there.
Yeah, you think it would be.
To like when I was little. Like,
that's almost like bad showing kids because then they might be scared to eat their vegetables.
Yeah.
They'll try. I don't want to turn into a carrot.
Exactly.
Good.
But he loves those things. And then he likes to watch when people do Legos, Lego builds, and he likes to watch. What's the new thing right now? It's on Disney Plus, but he likes to watch it where it doesn't break in between. So he watches on YouTube. It's How to Not Draw. Have you seen it on Disney Plus? It's really cool. It's like these little shorts. So
How to not draw? Because
they draw them. It's the animators draw, and then they come to life, and then they start doing things.
Oh, okay.
So it's what it's called, not draw.
Okay.
So that's his thing. Bluey. Oh my gosh. Bluey.
At least that one's fun for adults too.
Yeah, we love that one. My mom's even like, okay, I'm a little Bluey'd out.
Yeah. I remember it was probably years ago. Whenever that first came out, we were visiting in Texas, and that came on at my mother-in-law's house, and Asher, my youngest son, he thought this is funny. He was laughing and laughing.
It's so good.
I know. And then we started watching. I was like, oh man, this is pretty funny.
It's hilarious.
I think it's the accents too that makes it.
The dad bandit.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh,
he's
all
awesome.
the things that they do, it's good.
Yeah.
I just feel like. Yeah, I know. Dell, like, he was like leaning out the bathroom because he just came out of the shower. He's like, "What is happening?" And I said, YouTube is down right now.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Oh yeah, buddy. Like, sorry,
Oh,
YouTube doesn't work at this time."
He was freaking out or what?
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay.
He has these meltdowns. Like, people don't see it. He only does it with us.
Yeah.
Because my mom will see it. Because he goes to her school now. So he's been going since August. And everyone's always like, "Oh, he's so nice.
Yeah.
He's so good.
Isn't that weird?
Quiet. He's a little angel." I'm
Yeah. Isn't that? It's so funny how they know how to turn it on and off, because like our kids are the same. Like when they'll help out with something, some like church function or something. Oh, Asher was so helpful. He's the greatest kid. And we're going,
manners.
we can't even get him to clean up his shoes at the house, but he goes off somewhere else and he's the best helper in the world. It's
I know.
What happened?
Same.
Yeah.
I'm always like, he did what?
Yeah.
he was helpful.
You almost have to ask. My kid is this one.
You're talking
Like, are you
about
sure?
Cassian?
Yeah.
This big guy? Like this one, the little bird.
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, that one. I'm like, okay.
That's funny.
But
man.
I went to they had a 4th of July school picnic thing.
Yeah.
And they do like a little parade with their flags and stuff. And he was so good.
Oh yeah.
He was like helping the other kids. He's like, come on, this way. No, don't go over there. I'm
Nice.
like, I see myself.
Yeah.
Because you're just like a little bossy person. I'm
Right.
like, oh my
That's
God.
awesome.
Yeah.
Is your mom his teacher? Is she a teacher at that school?
Yeah, she's
Okay.
the assistant director.
Okay.
So.
And is this an elementary or is this preschool still?
No, it's
Because he's older now, right?
He's preschool.
Oh, he is
He's
preschool
not
only?
even it's technically preschool, pre-K, maybe, because he's 5.
Okay.
So, yeah, it's a private school. It's attached to the Baptist church over there, and they have all in Napomo.
In Napomo, okay.
Yeah, so we go from Grover to Napomo, and I come back from Napomo to Grover.
Wow.
But when I was working, I'd go from Grover to Napomo to SLO. And I was supposed to be 100% remote employee.
Right. Right.
Like, you just tell me, like, don't talk to her, treat her like a cat. I'm all, treat her like a cat?
Yeah, what does that even mean?
She's like, well, you don't go to her, she comes to you.
Oh, gotcha.
Okay, I'm not a cat person.
Yeah.
Like, I have 2 cats, but
Right.
they're more dogs than cats.
Yeah.
Like, they come to us. We have to shoo them away.
Oh, you're not a cat person? Really? Is Dell the cat person?
No, he's allergic.
So you guys just ended up with cats?
Mm-hmm. Well, you know Bigger and Simba. They're like,
Yeah.
they're not cats. I feel like they're more like dogs.
Yeah.
Because they're very like, oh, come here. Like, they're very cuddly.
Right.
Most cats are not.
Okay.
Like, for the most part, when I was being, like, my mom was a cat person. And I feel like cat people are just... like, they're fine. They don't need the attention from their animal. But with dog people, they like the attention from their animal. You know? Like,
there's more interaction, I think. Yeah, for sure.
And so our cats are very much in our face. Like, last night, I had Bagheera, like, he was just like...
Yeah.
I was like, whoa.
Yeah.
I was like, go away.
Yeah. See, almost all 3 of ours are like that all the time. Yeah. It drives me crazy.
I know.
Especially at night when I'm trying to sleep.
Yeah.
They're like laying on my face. And yeah, it's like, what are you doing?
And they're really good with Isley. She's rough. She's just all like, bam. And they're like,
Yeah.
And I'm like, sorry, dude.
Yeah.
I'm like, you couldn't move.
That's funny.
But yeah, my mom, she's a cat person.
Okay.
And she's his teacher. And
Yeah, that's cool.
I always feel bad for Cassie. I'm like, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
But anyway,
Yeah.
let's so this is gonna be I asked 3 rapid questions real quick,
Okay.
and then you just kind of answer 1 or 2 words, and I promise I'll let you flesh them out later, because we'll talk about all this stuff later, but it's just kind of like getting kind of a grasp of where you are as far as the 3 main topics we're at.
Okay.
So the first one is, if you had to pick only 1 genre of music to listen to forever, what would it be? Like, what's if you had to pick an all-time favorite genre of music?
Ooh. Not country.
Not country. Okay. Not a country fan.
Not a country fan.
Okay.
I could tell you what I don't like a lot easier than what I do.
Okay. We're gonna talk about what you don't like too. So.
A lot. I would probably say pop, just because of life.
Okay. Pop, like dancey kind of stuff, or more like.
Just mainstream, because I don't have the time usually to switch the channel.
Okay. So it's like radio hits kind of
It's
stuff.
that or it's Disney music all the time. Like, Cassian's he's my Disney and Star Wars dude. Like, he knows all the Star Wars songs. He knows all the Disney songs.
Nice.
He's like, Mom, play Disney. And so
Okay.
I'm in that life phase where it's...
You play mom music.
But, you know, even before kids, like, I had my niece, so it was
Yeah.
kid stuff. But we're Disney through and through.
Yeah. Man, that's never going to change.
No.
Yeah.
Dell would like it, but no.
All right, and the next one is, politically, do you tend to lean more left or right?
Left.
Left, okay.
Yeah, definitely.
No hesitation.
No.
Straight up left.
I know that.
Okay, yeah.
Definitely not Republican.
Okay.
Not even libertarian or anything.
Okay.
Very left. But I mean, I would say I am open to hearing people
Okay.
and their concerns.
But you tend to kind of fall on the left's views on things.
Most of the time I feel that, which is very interesting, because I was raised a Jehovah's Witness.
Interesting. We'll talk about that for sure.
Yeah.
So was Bethany.
Oh, yeah, we've talked about that.
Okay.
And my grandparents weren't very political.
Okay.
My grandma, she only had a 6th grade education.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah, I mean, her family and her siblings picked cotton.
Wowzer.
And she had, like, a bush of cotton, and I'll never forget it. I think we still have it somewhere. In her living room by the fireplace, which was my stage, because I was a singer.
Oh, yeah?
And so,
Okay.
and maybe I'll go back to that.
There you go.
But it was always on the fireplace, and she would always keep it there as a reminder. Like, that's what I come from. Like, that's what I had to do.
Okay.
Like, having to pick that.
Okay. I'm guessing this grandmother didn't live in this area.
She was born and raised in Texas.
Okay.
And then when she married my grandpa, she was 16 when she married my grandpa. My grandpa was 21, maybe 20. I could always have all this wrong, and my mom will definitely correct me.
So listen, so we call you, what in the world?
Yeah, she's like, don't you know this, my heart? And, you know, he didn't want to stay, which this is like something that's really
want to stay
with her family because
okay.
There's 16 of them.
Dang it!
Right? We were just talking about Bethany.
I cannot even imagine that.
I don't either.
But back then, that was common.
Yeah.
People just kept having kids until
what
they
else
couldn't.
Was there to do?
I guess, you know,
like they say, island life.
Yeah.
And all that stuff.
Yeah.
Like there's people are like, what else are you gonna do?
Yeah. Yeah.
But I think too, what's interesting is the way of life then. It was different.
Right.
It was just so different. Like
right.
you literally had kids to just have kids, but also they're the ones who went and made money because
right.
they're the ones who went and picked fields.
Yeah.
Did a
more
lot of
kids you
labor.
had, the more employees you had.
Yeah, exactly. They were the laborers.
Right.
And my grandma always reminded me like, this is where we come from. So she wasn't very like politically educated, but
right.
my grandpa was. He had a college education. Okay. And he wasn't like political, like in your face political. It was more on the down low. Like he just educated himself and made decisions based upon him and his little network.
There you go.
But he did not want to stay in Texas.
Oh no.
No. They were the first ones to move over here.
Is that because it was too right leaning for him, or?
I don't think it had anything to do with that. I think it just he didn't want to stay with her family.
Oh, because of her family was there. Okay.
Yeah, they were all there.
So they came here to California? Okay.
And then all my grandma's family followed.
Oh.
Yeah.
What, he was trying to get rid of?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
They all ended up
I'd be
over
like,
here.
no.
Yep.
Okay.
And Dell's always like, we need to do that. He's like, we need to leave.
Yeah.
And I'm like... At first, for the longest time, especially with the job I was just in, I was just like, no. Like, I finally found, I think, something I'm going to stay at for the rest of my life.
Sure.
Of course, I'm naive in thinking that.
Yeah. Yeah.
And always thinking, like...
Well, hopeful. We'll call it hopeful.
Hopeful.
You know,
I'm always very positive. The glass is always half full.
There you go.
But I was just like, no, we're never going to leave this area. And then all that happened, I'm like, you know what?
Yeah.
You know, because Carmen's always like, I think you guys are cursed. You guys need to leave the area.
Yeah.
Like,
would you leave the state though? Would you go out of state, or are you kind of Cali girl forever? Because Dell's kind of Cali.
Depends on how many times I'm promised I'll be able to go to Disneyland.
That's true.
Because, you know, if I have an opportunity to move closer to Disneyland, like I was looking at San Bernardino, and like Ontario, I'm like, it's hot. Like, it's hot.
Yeah.
But if you promise me AC and Disneyland, I'm okay with it.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I'm okay.
But if you move to like, you know, Maine or something, that's really far away from Disney.
No, I couldn't. I mean, there's Walt Disney World, which I've never been to.
You can move to Florida. It's not hot there at all.
No, but the people...
The Florida people?
Florida people.
Yeah? Is that like...
too right for me.
Okay.
I think I would probably not get along with many people.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know, because I've always been very, I surround myself with like-minded people.
Right.
But at the same time, I also, people know, it's not like I'm in the closet peeking out like, I'm a lefty.
Sure. Well, I mean, I think that's normal. We tend to do...
We know what to talk about and not talk about, and not to push people's buttons.
Well, we kind of hang out with people that share our same values, and that's just kind of natural for humans to do, I think. You know, it's just...
But honestly, I don't hang out with anybody anymore, so I don't
just hang out with your kids and your husband.
Yeah.
That's it.
And I mean, and the dog and the cat.
Yeah, there you go.
And like, because even our close-knit family, you know, it's like, we don't have time.
Yeah. Well, you're pretty close with your mom, though, right?
Yeah, don't get me wrong, we have our days. But
yeah, well, of course, but I mean...
But she's busy, too.
Yeah.
I'm always like, are you home? Are you alive?
Yeah.
Like, did you come home today?
Yeah.
Did you eat?
Yeah.
And she's like, yeah, I'm home. I'm like, it's 9 o'clock. Yeah.
All right, third question. In one word, maybe two if you need to, you can use two, but in one word, describe your spiritual beliefs.
Spiritual.
That's just spiritual? Okay. All right.
Yeah. I believe in aliens and ghosts.
Okay. All right.
I know there's a higher being.
Okay.
But I wouldn't say I'm religious.
Gotcha.
Being raised the way I was, definitely not religious.
Okay. So that kind of hampered it for you? Okay. Cool. All right. Well, we'll jump into music. Do music first, because that's kind of easy. That's kind of an easy one. But I mean, do you, like, when you think of the three main topics that we're going to talk about, is there one that you think is going to be harder for you than the others? Or do you feel pretty
hard?
Okay.
I'm pretty I don't have a problem talking about anything until it gets to like, well, these statistics say, like, well, I can't do that.
Yeah.
I'm a mom. I don't have Unless I go like to ChatGPT.
Right.
Like, let me give you statistics.
Yeah.
So like politically, like when it comes to like really hot topics.
Yeah.
I believe what I believe.
Sure.
And that's kind of like I do the research, I do the education.
Right.
But do I know what I read 5 minutes ago?
Right.
No.
Right.
So no, I don't think anything's hard for me to talk about.
Okay.
I kind of talk about.
But you think like the political area might be the most difficult in a sense, or?
No, because I feel like, well, you know, I post everything on Facebook.
Yeah.
I don't hide away from what I believe.
Sure.
Obviously with all the immigration stuff.
Right.
That's a rough one
That's
for
kind
anybody.
of like hot on your mind right now, the deportations and ICE
I think
and all
if it's not hot on your mind, then you're living under a rock. You know? I think everybody, and this is actually something I kind of get frustrated with, like my mom or like my grandparents, where they weren't politically educated. They didn't know. I mean, my grandpa was finally, you know, from moving to California, and he was a social worker and stuff. So like he became, you know, politically educated. But my grandma, like, she never voted once a day in her life.
Oh, wow.
You know?
Wow. And
I think that, again, it kind of goes back to where you're from and the culture you're raised in.
Sure.
And that's a big thing. I think that's something that we're just now talking about.
Right.
And I'm like, that's where I get frustrated. I'm like, especially working a lot in San Luis, heavily educated area, heavily white. You have your Hispanic, you know, everywhere in the Central Coast. But I don't think that population is talked to as much as, or, you know, you don't have a lot of people, like if you go to San Maria, it's totally different from San Luis Obispo when you're looking at the workers, when you're looking at the businesses and the people who are buying homes. You know, totally different
demographic. Yeah.
Totally different demographic.
Yeah.
However, I feel that everything that's going on in LA, that could happen anywhere. And the way that it's happening is definitely concerning.
You're talking about like ICE in LA, or are you talking about like the riots or the
everything? I think you look back in the 80s and stuff, we had riots all the time. There's been all these riots.
Well, anytime something happens people don't like, they're going to riot about it. Yeah.
Exactly. I think obviously it took away from the important conversation and never agree with violence.
Right.
But the fact that a lot of
is that true though? Let me push back on that, because if someone came in and was trying to hurt your children, you would be violent to save them, right? So sometimes violence is necessary. I understand, like, I would never want to have to do it.
No.
But sometimes it's necessary.
But I don't like the people that say that they're going to march, but instead they're throwing bricks at
I see what you're saying. You're specifically the rioters.
Yeah,
you think it should be peaceful protests.
Yeah,
okay.
Peaceful protests. I totally understand that. Dell and I were talking, like, if we didn't have kids, would we go down there? I was like, I think standing up for what you believe in and really putting a voice to a concern, yes. Yeah. But I think that's the problem, is a lot of the time people who are opportunistic and they look at something and they're like, I'm going to go throw a brick here. I'm going to go get violent because that's, I want to show my anger. Right. Like, we're all angry.
And the sad thing about that is that a lot of times the victims of that have nothing to do with the cause that the people are fighting against. Like you're, you know, when you look at like when the George Floyd thing happened, and they're going through and they're destroying these black communities and these black owned businesses. And it's like, well, wait a minute. I thought you were mad at the police that did this or whatever, and yet you're destroying your own neighborhoods and you're destroying these black-owned communities. Like, what are you doing? Like, it doesn't make any sense.
And that's where that takes away from the conversation,
right?
The important conversation,
right?
And that's where I always feel all these things are going to happen. However, there was a lot of things that I was watching, like just live, again, going back to like the live conversation, you can't edit that.
Right.
So you have a lot of YouTubers who are live and you're seeing things and I'm like, that's not okay for them to be boxing them in and not letting them leave.
Right.
I was like, that's not okay.
The protesters, you mean?
No, the police. like boxing them in. They were just standing out, and you're watching it all live.
Yeah.
And what's hard is like with media, granted, I worked in the media.
Sure.
So you get a version of the story that is wanting to be told.
Right.
Then you watch what's live, and I'm like, yeah, these people were just standing there holding a sign, doing absolutely nothing. Then they're told you got to leave. They make their way out to go and leave, and they couldn't. I'm like, that's not okay either.
Well, it also doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense why the cops would tell them to leave and then not let them leave.
Yeah. You got to look it up on, like, there's a few of them that were happening. And the reason why they were doing that was, like, communication. It always comes down to communication.
Of course.
Bad communication.
Yeah.
But then you also have helicopters flying over where people can't hear. It's like, again, if someone doesn't know or can't hear, you have to really look at how people are being communicated to.
Yeah.
I know if I'm just hearing something and not verbally seeing someone talking, I usually miss a lot of what was said. I'm a very visual person.
You like to watch the video.
I need to be able to see what someone, like my mom had me tested when I was like 8 because she thought I was just always ignoring her. They're like, no, you need to go in front of her and talk.
Interesting.
And it wasn't because I can't hear.
Yeah. There's a focus thing. Maybe
I just needed to get my attention. You're talking to me. Let me make sure I'm tuning
that's
in.
like ADD related maybe or something? Or?
No, I tested for that too.
Okay.
And there was none of that. And she was like, I forgot what it wasn't selective hearing, but it was something like that. And again, we're all human. So it's like, if you have a helicopter flying over, you're talking on the loudspeaker, you have people marching at you.
Yeah.
And then you're getting marched in on this way. And then now you have a building and a fence behind you, and you're being told to leave, but then you can't leave.
You can't. You have nowhere to go.
Yeah.
So you're not saying necessarily it was the cops preventing them from going. It was just
no, they
the
did
situation.
afterwards.
Oh, they did.
You had sheriffs on this side, you had LAPD on this side. LAPD was about to let them leave, but then they're being told by sheriff, no, box them in.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So that's a discrepancy between the sheriffs and the police department, which is
and there was like 80 people arrested.
Okay.
I'm like, that doesn't go away. That's on their record.
What were they arrested for? Do you know?
Nothing.
Like what was the charge?
They eventually got let to go.
Okay.
They were let go.
Okay.
But I'm just like,
they weren't charged with any crime. They were just brought to the station, probably just to break up the riot or whatever.
But it's like these things are happening, right? Where they're doing these things that aren't right or lawful, because then they're going to say, oh, well, what if there's someone illegal in that crowd?
Yeah.
Then we can get them.
Right.
And I'm like, that's not fair either, because then you're putting them in a dangerous situation. How is it okay to like contain? I felt like they were just people being treated like animals, getting corralled into like cages and other, getting loaded on buses. And I was just like, it just reminded me a lot of like what happened when Japan was here. And,
the internment camps.
Yeah, internment camps. And I know my grandma, she knew people who were in internment camps. Dell has some people that his family knew. And I was just like, that's what this is looking like. And that's scary. But again, we don't learn from our history if we continue to go down that path of the same thing.
I guess the different, and I guess this is probably where like differing opinions would come in as far as the factual stuff. But like I know in the internment camps, the problem with that was that those were like American citizens that were just ethnically Japanese, and then the government was scared that they were going to because we were fighting against Japan. Like, are they going to take Japan's side? Are they going to take our side? So we better put them all in these little groups so that we can keep an eye on them. To where with this, I mean, at least again, depending on which side you're listening to, there, because I know some people are saying, oh no, they're trying to get rid of people that are actual American citizens, or whatever. And I had a buddy of mine text me the other day, and somebody that we know personally, and he said, "Oh, did you hear what's going on with this lady's son?" And I guess they detained him, saying that they were going to deport him or whatever. But then when they checked the paperwork out and they found that he was legal, they didn't. I mean, but it's still kind of like,
how's that okay?
Well, I mean, it would be worse if they deported him, right? You are legal, but see you later. We're still going to send you back. But I mean, how do they know?
Has happened. Like that's where I the conversation of people who have gotten deported who aren't as big of a number of the people who are legal and should get deported back. But I feel, again, like a lot of the time we're hearing reports too of people who are about to go and do the right thing, or they're in the process of getting the right things done, which I have privilege because I don't even know what that would look like until I started kind of like doing the research. I'm like, do you know how expensive it is? They have to pass these tests about American history and all this stuff. Like, I couldn't even pass that test, you know? Like, there's all these things that we have to do for them to become a citizen. Yeah. And a lot of the time, these people are just good working people. I feel like the way that we're going about it isn't clear. Okay. It was just like, hey, let's just get the illegals out and let's go do it. Yeah. Sweeping them away.
Yeah. And I think
the process isn't correct.
I think, I agree. And I think that the reason for that though, is that because there was such an influx of people crossing over during the last couple of years of the Biden administration, I think, because it was such an open border at that point, that now it's like there's much more than there ever was as far as illegal people coming across. I know I don't mean to say illegal people coming across illegally. I got to be careful with my words because I know people like there's nobody that's illegal. Yeah, and I agree.
But I mean, it's true.
People aren't illegal, but they're coming over illegally. They're here illegally. So I don't agree with. I'll start by saying that I don't agree with everything that ICE is doing. I don't agree with everything the Trump administration is doing with that kind of thing. But I guess I'm curious to your stance on it. Do you, like, as far as like borders at all, you sound like you don't believe in an open border?
I feel that everyone could always say they're coming over or they're going to a place with good intention. Yeah. I think about it as, because Dale and I have had this conversation, what if we left the country? You know, like, what if we moved somewhere?
You can go to Ireland with Rosie.
Yeah, exactly. Like, all the different things. Like, go to London, go to Mexico, go to Canada. I mean, you know, like, he has friends who have Canadian dual citizenship.
Stinking cold up there, though, man. Woo-wee.
And I'm like, in Grover, I complain about the fog. Yeah. Because I haven't had to deal with that since I was little, or like, you know, since I was 18. Yeah. And going back there, I'm like, I don't think I could do anywhere that's foggy. Yeah. I thought I could, but I can't. And that's just Grover Beach. So it's like, okay, stop complaining, Kaeleigh. I feel like, okay, if we were to do that, what would it look like for us? Right. And how difficult would it be? Yeah. And then looking at someone who's trying to do that over here, again, I feel like giving people grace, giving them more access and the ability to do these things the right way.
But you do think they should do it the right way?
Oh, I feel like anyone,
you just feel like it should be easier to do it the right way.
Correct. I don't think it should cost them thousands of dollars to become a citizen. I feel like if they have intentions to do that, okay, go for it. However, also too, the fear of saying, I do not have the right paperwork. I do not have the right way of doing things. So it's education. It always comes down to communication and education, in my opinion. I feel if someone is uneducated, they're going to make wrong choices. Just like if you go into a workplace and you have zero training, you're not going to do your job well. Right. And then same thing with communication. If someone's not communicated to, it would be like speaking a different language. You know, you don't, if you're not speaking the same language, then they're not going to know. Right. Also,
it's like men and women trying to talk to each other.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. I told you what I needed. No, you didn't. Yes, I did. What? You didn't read my mind?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I've been trying to read Bethany's mind for 25 years now. It's not working well.
I mean, we're on like 15 years, and I'm like, what do you mean you don't know what I want for dinner? Yeah. Like, I think you know. I'm like, I just said it. No, you didn't. So, you know, it's like, I think those are the two things. Okay. However, because I know from even my family, I don't even know if my family came over, you know, the right way. Right. It's like, what is the right way? Yeah. Well, and that's the process. The thing. Yeah. Like, what is the process? Because I don't even know what the process is. Right. If someone came
I don't either. I've never gone through it. So
exactly. But if someone came to me like, hey, could you help me figure out how to do it the right way? I'd be like, all right, let's chat GPT it.
Yeah,
or let's Google this and figure it out. But I think that's the thing, is a lot of people don't know what the right way is, or they're afraid to inquire what the right way is.
Well, that's what should be happening, in my opinion, at the border. I mean, as people are crossing over, coming through, they should be going through a port of entry where there's people there talking to them. It shouldn't be them jumping a fence and running for 100, 200 miles and then
we don't even
getting
know
caught up with.
Yeah, we don't know what the other side is. Like, what are they running from? Have we really done our work and due diligence of what are they dealing with over there? Like, we've seen movies.
Well, it's obviously worse over there than it is here, or else they wouldn't keep trying to come over here.
Yeah,
obviously.
Which is kind of interesting, because there's a lot of, I mean, granted, I don't know statistics, but I just hear, or if I'm reading things, I hear a lot of people more Americans are buying homes in America, in Mexico.
Yeah.
They're like, more people are going down there because, you know, maybe there's more opportunity for us over there. I don't know. But I just find it interesting how a lot of Americans are leaving this area. Well, and Central Coast, we hear it all the time. For the
I mean, I personally, I would be scared to go to another country that had not the same style of government, you know, and again, I'm not saying our government is perfect by any means, but I feel like we have freedoms here that that other countries don't give you. Yeah. Like we couldn't even be having this conversation in some countries, or else they would arrest us. Exactly.
Or like some countries too, like I wouldn't be able to do a lot of things because I'm a female.
Right. Exactly. Right. And that's why people, you can say what they want about America. And again, I'm not saying it's perfect, but I can't think of anywhere better to live. I mean,
sometimes I look at Spain, it looks pretty nice.
Yeah. Well, but again,
some places,
different governments and stuff that we're not used to. I mean, that's I mean, there's plenty of places that are beautiful. There's parts of Mexico that are gorgeous. I mean, oh my gosh. And
I'm like, you know, I can learn Spanish.
Yeah.
And that's like, everyone looks at me like, you must know Spanish. I'm like, I am a coconut. Okay? My dad is white.
I've heard Oreo before, never coconut.
That's funny. I'm not as dark as an Oreo.
Right. I gotcha.
I'm a coconut.
Okay.
And my grandma used to call me that. She'd go, I hate coconut. And I'm like, well, the thing is, my mom doesn't know Spanish either.
Right.
Because my grandpa came over from Texas. His family came over from Cuba and Mexico. And, like, the Cuban side, like, it was very much, you go where you're going to go and you're going to blend in as much as you possibly can. I mean, they came from the Castro era.
So you learn English, you mean?
English.
Right.
You do not speak Spanish. You wear what they wear. You do what they do. You assimilate.
Right.
And
what do you think about assimilation? Do you think that's something that should be happening if you go to another country, or if you go to live in another country?
I don't like seeing people give up their roots, because I saw that happen with my family.
Yeah.
And I feel sad, because there was only so much that trickled down to me, to where now that both my grandparents are gone, I learned a lot from them.
Right.
But I feel sad that we lost a lot from our culture and who we were, just so they could fit in. Granted, my grandpa, he was very dark, and he was in Texas and was a lot of the time mistaken for African American.
Oh, yeah.
Because he had curly hair, kinky hair.
Yeah.
He was very Cuban and very dark. And so growing up, you know, he was always like, you can't sit here, you can't come here, you know. Yeah. But the thing about it too is that didn't just happen to African American people. That happened to Mexican Hispanic people as well. So, you know, he was kind of caught in a bad situation, which is why he left Texas. But like, you know.
Yeah, I think the culture can stay. I love the culture. I love that about America. I love that there's so many different cultures here. And food, right? Yes. I was just going to say that. Yeah, that's a big part of it too. Like, you go to other places and it's like, oh, just one kind of food.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
I can't get a burrito? What's the deal? You know, but I think something like language is so important to communication, like we were just talking about. And I guess I feel like it seems to me a lot of people I talk to think that like we should learn Spanish. But I'm like, I can't think of any other scenario where people would say that. Like, if I was going to move to Germany,
you would need to learn
Nobody
German.
would expect me to expect them to learn English so they can communicate with me. No, I would have to learn German if I wanted to live there.
I think it's kind of interesting for me. I do feel that if you're going to move somewhere, and that's going to be your permanent residence.
Right.
Like, you're making this your home. Learn at least as much as you can to get by.
Right. It doesn't mean you can never speak in your native tongue.
I think our demographics here, like in Santa Maria, I think it's hard because we do have a high population of Hispanics. So a lot of the time, like even when I'm looking for jobs or different events or anything, most of the time it's bilingual is required.
Right.
But
do you think it should be, though? I guess that's my question. I understand it is like that. But like I feel like for so long we've assimilated and said, okay, well, we're gonna start learning Spanish.
I think where we are here, yes, I think that people do need to be bilingual because of the demographics here.
But should they be bilingual in order to help teach? Because you got to be bilingual to teach somebody English, right? But like it's more so like enabling in a sense. Like the more that if someone speaks, let's say Spanish, we're here in this area, Spanish. And we keep getting somebody who can speak Spanish to them, then they never have any incentive to learn English.
That's the hard thing. I think it's, for me, my grandparents spoke both. So I was always, I guess you could say, enabled. I didn't have to learn Spanish because my grandparents spoke English.
Right.
My grandma spoke Spanglish.
Okay.
Like when she got mad and she needed to speak fast, it turned into Spanish very fast. Yeah. If I was getting chewed out, my full name was said, I needed to just stay quiet. Yeah. But I think I don't like to enable people. I'm not one to say you should do this or you should do that. I think it's hard to just put a blanket of you need to learn English. Okay, why aren't they learning English?
Right.
Why?
Well, that's what I mean.
They?
Well, I'm sure they can. I mean, maybe in some situations they can't. Maybe there's like no libraries nearby where they're at. Or whatever.
Or like you have a population where they come here, and again, there's a lot of fear that it's like, oh, well, I can't learn English because. So it's hard for me because like I get like. My grandma used to be like with Oaxacan ladies and stuff. Like it was always like. Oh, she would call them things. I was like, Grandma, you're Hispanic too. You're brown
Isn't that
too.
Funny? So there's even a racism inside the same thing. Yeah.
Yeah, because.
Yeah.
I didn't come from Mexico. I was born in Texas. Right. No, you are still Mexican.
Right.
I always had to like educate my grandma and be like, no, that's not how it works.
But that's funny how some look at it that way.
Yeah. And she would just be like, well, why aren't they, doing this, or why aren't they doing that? I'm like, maybe they don't have the opportunity to do that, or maybe they don't know how to.
Right.
Again, it goes back to education and communication.
Right.
And I mean, I was like, Grandma, you were able to learn English, but you went to school to the 6th grade.
Right.
That may not be the same case for some other people. Again, I always go back to like, okay, let's give people grace.
Sure.
Why aren't they learning English?
What if they said, because I don't want to? Then what would your response be?
Well, then I can only help you so far. Because guess what? I don't know Spanish.
Right. Right.
So like when I was had just graduated high school, I worked at, Babies R Us, which was here.
Oh, nice.
And there were people come in and I'd be like, don't, just because I'm brown does not mean I speak Spanish. I don't speak Spanish.
It's funny because I don't think I look Hispanic at all.
But
they assume sometimes they think I can speak Spanish.
Oh, look at Del, and Del's like, hold on.
Yeah.
He just gets his phone out.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, see, we have these tools now.
Right.
For me, I guess I'm just always trying to give people grace. Okay, they don't know English. I don't know Spanish. I should probably know Spanish because of the way I look.
Right.
But, if they get mad at me because I don't know Spanish and I'm brown and Hispanic, okay, well, I can get mad at them because they don't know English,
Well, I guess what I'm saying is, like, if I lived in another country, France, let's say I moved to France from here.
Well, look at Evans when he moved to Japan.
Yeah.
Well,
he has to know Japanese.
He has to know Japanese, but...
Especially because he teaches it.
He teaches English.
Yeah.
But he's like, I don't have to really know that much Japanese.
Right.
I was like, you don't? And he's like, no. He's like, I have to speak to my students in English all day.
Right. Right.
And I'm like, oh, Papa, but you learned Japanese? He's like, well, yeah, well, his wife now, like, she's Japanese.
Yeah,
and
how do you say, will you marry me if you don't know Japanese?
Right? And he's like, yeah. He's like, but it took me a while.
Right.
He's
right.
like, I still have a hard time.
But yeah, I guess that's kind of what I'm saying. So like if I move to France from here and I'm living there, and let's say I go in there with an attitude of, I'm not going to learn French. I'm just going to speak to everybody in English.
They're going to be very mean
Eventually,
Yeah.
I'm going to realize I cannot function here. I can't order in restaurants. I can't ask people where the bathroom is. I can't communicate with my landlord or whatever. Like eventually I'm going to learn French.
Yeah.
But I think the one of the things here, and again, I don't know about every situation, but I think a big part of it, that the reason why so many people haven't learned English here,
we enable them,
is because they don't need to. Because we keep saying, oh, let us get a Spanish translator for you. And they're like, oh, this is easy. I don't have to learn English because no matter where I go, I can always ask, oh, habla español, and there's somebody that can come talk to me, right?
Well, I mean, I guess you could look at it if we go really far back. This used to be Mexico.
Right, but it's not now.
No, but I think like
it used to be Native American land too. So I mean,
and a lot of the time, a lot of the people who were here, their families go back generations. So Spanish has always been here.
Right.
I think if you were to go to Minnesota, and you only spoke Spanish, you'd probably have a lot of a harder time.
Well, they speak their own version of English there anyway.
Exactly.
They say a boot and all that kind of stuff.
They're like half Canadian. So it's like, I think because where we are, that Spanish English will always be a thing.
Yeah.
And we will always have probably a higher Hispanic ratio than we do anything else.
Right.
But like when I was in Tennessee, my grandma, being Jehovah's Witness, she was a part of the Spanish congregation there. And I was so SOL because I just sat there going, I don't know what is happening. Most of the time. Like going to church. Everything was in Spanish.
Oh, really?
Everything.
In Tennessee?
Yeah.
Interesting.
In her congregation.
Okay. It was probably the only Kingdom Hall in Spanish in all of Tennessee.
They have different times. Like the time before us was English, and I'm like,
oh, they had different services in different languages. Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, I'm like, you probably should have gone with me to a different one because I'm just sitting here not knowing what was happening. I was like 10.
Yeah.
I'm just
you hear Jesus, you're like, oh, I know that one. Jesus.
Yep, exactly. And granted, like, I know some Spanish, but I'm like, do not ask me to talk on the microphone or get up and speak to it because it's going to be in English.
Right.
I sang in English. I did everything in English. Like, it's just like.
Did you used to sing in church?
Yeah.
Do they sing
not like
in Kingdom
church,
Hall?
like you have your songbook and
you
open usually with a song and then I think it's been so long.
Is it like hymns, like a hymn book kind of thing?
I wouldn't consider it a hymn. It was just songs.
Just songs. Okay. Like, did they have like a band with instruments? And stuff?
No, nothing.
Just all like
it's just all like on the AV system.
Oh, okay. Okay,
yeah.
Gotcha.
But I was just like, no, don't know what's happening.
But you'd go every week?
Every Sunday.
Oh, wow.
Sometimes twice a week. My grandma's a very devout Jehovah's Witness.
Okay.
And my uncle and my aunt who lived in Tennessee still, they were elders and ministers and all that stuff. So they're very, very much so Jehovah's Witnesses.
Okay.
And again, like I was like, this is a Spanish congregation.
Yeah.
And people coming up and start talking to me. I'm like, I don't know what you're saying. Thank you, gracias.
Yeah.
And then they're like, oh, you speak English. I'm like, yeah. They're like, oh, okay, we'll talk to you in English.
And isn't that funny? They just turn off the switch and all of a sudden they're speaking beautiful English. Yeah.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
I mean, some people, I ain't good. They're like, we can't talk to you.
Yeah.
I was like,
yeah.
fine. Like, that's okay, because I can't talk to you either.
Oh, man.
But I think that's the thing, like, that was that situation. But if I went to stores or anywhere else in Tennessee, everyone spoke English.
Right.
It was harder to find someone speaking Spanish.
Sure.
But,
I was in Tennessee, obviously.
But then if you go to somewhere more metro, like my grandma was in Jackson, so not a tiny place. I mean, like they had a bigger mall than we have here. It's a bigger metropolitan area than even Santa Maria. But you go to like Memphis, you go to Nashville. Oh, everybody could speak all kinds of language. I heard every single language in Memphis and Nashville. Like, especially Nashville, I heard your country talk. I heard, your English. I heard French, I heard Chinese, Japanese, like everything across the board. So again,
it's like going to Solving. Location. That's why I always feel when I go to Solving. You can hear all these different languages.
It's like when you're in Santa Barbara too.
Yeah.
You go to Santa Barbara and I'm like, they are not from here.
Yeah.
You just know. Like, they are dressed too nice. Del's always like, I want to dress like the European people do because when they travel, they look nice. And I'm like, you say that in your Crocs. Like, he now does not wear Crocs anymore because I made fun of him. I'm like, I love Crocs.
Hey, my wife's been making fun of me since day one. I still sport them. I think the greatest footwear of all time.
I have wide feet, so
yeah, they're perfect.
I'm all about Crocs.
You can do everything with those things.
Oh, I wore those when I was pregnant and when I came home. I wore Crocs.
See? They're good for every occasion.
Everything.
Yeah.
Bringing baby home, everything.
Yeah.
Swollen feet.
So awesome. So let's get back to the deportations and ICE and all that. So I always like to kind of ask. So you're not a fan of, and you don't want open borders, but you're just saying, that you want the process to be easier. That way, the people that want to come over legally can do so a little quicker, a little more proficient,
and without fear. I think.
But what is the fear?
With this administration, there's so much fear.
Fear of
anything, like, like a lot of the time I think people are needed to come over for labor, for work, for whatever it may be, and now we're seeing it, especially now, we're not going to have the people coming over for work. We're not going to have the people wanting to get work visas or anything like that, or even do anything over here because of the fear that we've now initiated.
Yeah, but what is that fear though? That's what I'm asking. Like, what are they afraid of?
Job loss, getting sent back, losing their job, being split up from their family. I think
if they're coming over legally, you think they're afraid? Like, what I'm talking about, like people that want to come over legally. You think that's a fear that's going to prevent them?
I think even if you're illegal, you're going to be afraid because right now what's happening. Even if you are legal, you're getting stopped and questioned, or I mean, you could just have to look a certain way. Like Del always says, he's like, I just have to be in the wrong place at the wrong time, and I'm gonna get caught up on something. I'm like, you're not. You're Filipino, and you look Filipino.
Well,
like,
it's what are they profiling?
Yeah,
right.
And I think that's happening a lot right now. And I mean,
do you think profiling is always wrong? Do you think there's any scenario where profiling is okay?
That's a good question. I think I would say I would not like to be a person that judges a book by their cover, but we all do it. Right. It's a natural human thing.
Right.
Like our psychology, our brains are here to protect us, and they will look at someone and be like, oh, that person with tattoos all over their face, they're not a good person. But then you find out they're probably the best person and have like an animal shelter that they help, or, like all these things.
Could be.
But you never know. I think as a woman, if I'm being profiled and a man comes up to me and I'm being profiled by them, that's a scary situation. I think we just need to do things in a better way.
Right.
Do I know what that is? No.
Right.
Do any of us know what that is? No. Are we making horrendous mistakes? Yes. I think we are.
Yeah.
And
so like I say, like take a police officer. If I'm a police officer and I see, let's say 4 20-something males that are all tatted up and they're driving down the street on 2 a.m. on a Friday night or something, right? Now, there's a chance that those 4 guys are the greatest upstanding citizens that the city has. Very possible, right? But statistically speaking, let's say if I'm a cop and 9 out of 10 times, let's say I've been a cop for 30 years, and 9 out of 10 times when I do a routine stop on somebody like that fits that profile, they're up to no good, let's say. And I have to bring them in because I either find drugs in their car.
Did they do anything wrong speeding down the street?
No, because that's what I'm saying. This is the profiling. Okay, you're driving around and you see these kids at 2 o'clock in the morning driving down the street, and if 9 out of 10 times, let's say, I'm making up these numbers, of course, but hypothetically, if 9 out of 10 times every time I pull somebody that looks like that over, they have 30 pounds of cocaine in their trunk, let's say.
That's a lot of cocaine.
And right, I know. See, again, making up numbers. But let's just say that's happening. So now, obviously, after 30 years of doing that, every time I see somebody that fits that bill, fits that profile, I'm going to think, hey,
Yeah.
there's a good chance that they might not be. Because again, 9 out of 10 times, that means 1 out of those 10 times, those kids were doing nothing wrong.
Yeah.
So in that case, I question them. I maybe search their vehicle or whatever, and I let them go. If I don't find anything, I let them go.
Yeah.
Now, it would be wrong for me to arrest them for no reason.
Yes.
But I don't think it's wrong to necessarily pull them over for no reason or to do that because you just realize 9 out of those 10 times I'm making drug arrests, which is a good thing to get drugs off the street. You get, right?
Yeah.
So... And I understand what it's like to be on the other side of that and be like, well, but I wasn't doing anything wrong, and you pulled me over just because of what I look like.
Yeah.
True. But in those scenarios, I'm kind of like, well, maybe that's not so. I mean, it wouldn't bother me.
There's not like a yes or no answer. I think you need to have people who have that experience who can make those right decisions because, again, it goes back to education. They had the education to make that decision.
Right.
Now,
the experience, right? You're talking about the 30 years of knowing, okay.
They knew, okay, let's make a routine call. Let me call it in. Because say they are bad, something can go down really horribly. You don't want that to happen, but you have to take the necessary steps.
Sure.
That I can totally understand and see because I do that all the time. Like, okay, I'm going to turn my back around and I'm looking around because I'm putting my daughter in the car seat, but I still have to go unload the groceries, right? I have to look around. I might be like, oh, this person's just sitting in their car.
Right.
What are they doing?
Right.
I'm like, well, I can continue with what I'm going to do, or I'm going to wait a couple seconds, watch the person.
Yeah. Which there's nothing wrong with that.
There's nothing wrong with that. But I think it's when we go to that next step of, say, I look at someone, be like, go up to me, like, what are you doing in your car? Are you watching my daughter? Blah, blah, blah.
Right,
blah, blah.
yes.
Like, going to that next level, that's not okay.
Right.
I think if I'm just taking precautions, and I'm making sure that I am doing the right things for myself and my daughter, but not going and attacking someone and questioning someone and going beyond.
But you're also a civilian, so it's kind of a different scenario than the police story.
Exactly,
right?
But again, that police, they have to make they need to be educated. Yeah. And I think a lot of the time we feel like, oh, well, they have been because they're in that position. Right. That's not always true. We've seen that. That's not the case.
Well, they're educated statistically, but that doesn't, again, you can't be educated on the people. Yeah. Because every time you pull someone over, you don't know that guy. No. You know nothing about him, but that's the whole point, right? So you kind of have to make a judgment call and decide, okay, I'm going to pull this guy over. I'm not going to pull this guy over. I know people talk about racial profiling and all that kind of thing, but then when you look at kind of the percentage of the demographics of who commits more crimes and other demographics, that kind of thing, as a cop, you always have that in the back of your mind, right? So I've never been a cop, but I can imagine that's probably pretty
never
freaky.
Would, never want.
Yeah, I know. It's scary. I mean, I have friends that have been cops, and I have, and it's, if one of my kids ever decided to be a cop, that would scare me to death. Yeah. I'm glad we have them. Yeah. Because we need them, but it's like a special kind of person to do that job. It's just like brain surgeons, right? I'm glad we have those people, but there's no way in the world I could ever do something like that. No.
But, I would love to think I could because I've watched a lot of Grey's Anatomy, but there's just no way I could do that. I can handle more medical things than Dell does or even my mom. But did I want to go in that field? Oh, I thought I did. Right. But there's just no way now. I'm just like, no, absolutely. I don't have the patience for it is what it really comes down to. Right. I don't have patience to clean up after people or go through that.
So the last thing I'll ask on the deportation thing, just because I want to get your take. So if you were put in charge tomorrow, and you had, let's say, you had unlimited resource, you had unlimited money, you really, the sky was the limit as far as what you could do, what would you do first? Like, how would you...
Oh, gosh. Like I said, I don't have the answers.
Okay. Well, I guess I didn't ask you this. Let me ask you this first. I should ask you this first. Do you see the situation, let's say before ICE started coming and doing what they're doing, did you see a problem then? Or do you think we just sort of left everything the way it was and just... Don't worry about deporting anybody and just let everybody stay, and that's fine.
Again, this goes to what affects us on a daily. We're very privileged that I haven't had really any bad encounters with anybody who I don't even know if someone's legal or not because I haven't.
How can you know?
No, and that's the thing. I didn't see any issue with where we live right now. However, I know that's different in other locations, like in LA and everything else.
Right.
But I guess I would go back to if there was an issue that was so mass and it was so horribly wrong, like the way that we're treating it, why weren't more things wrong? Like, why wasn't it extremely noticeable where we were just dealing with horrible things?
Like more widespread.
Yeah, like I was just, the way that it's being handled now made it seem like if we don't do this today and get these people out, it's going to be the end of the world.
Sure.
I'm like, that's not true.
Yeah.
Like,
well, part of that's because he ran on it.
Yeah, and that's the thing is politics. you know, I'm like, just because you say something doesn't mean it's right. And just because you say something, you're going to do it. How many times do politics do what they're actually going to do or say? You know, like, I just don't feel it was smart at all. Okay. I think that it was forced and it was done in a way that felt like it was urgent.
Right.
When I think there could have been a lot of steps before.
Sure.
And like take a step back.
Yeah.
And I think that's what's really a problem with this administration. One. It's very reactionary.
I'm sure that's not the only problem.
No, no, definitely not. I think. I even think like I mean, I talked to people who voted for him, and they're just like, "This was not what we voted for. This was not what we wanted to see happen.
Right.
We wanted to see change, and we understand like getting the what quote unquote, and I'm doing air quotes, bad people. We want to get the bad people out.
Yeah. Well, that's what I was going to ask you. Like, if that's, let's say, I'm going to paint another hypothetical here. Let's say that when the Trump administration first brought in ICE and they started doing all this stuff, they literally the only people they deported were people here illegally that had committed felonies, let's say. Would you say that was good?
I think, again, we also need to, it goes back to how the system is set up. How did that person get a felony? Is the system correct? Like, it just goes back
in
to
my
like,
hypothetical scenario,
all these things.
In my hypothetical scenario, they definitely committed the felony.
Did they murder somebody?
Yeah, let's say they did.
Okay, say if they murdered someone.
So murdered people, murderers should go back.
I don't think that, I think we need to look at it as, what are the steps to send them back? Did they actually come from Mexico? Were they born here?
They came from Mexico.
They came from Mexico.
Yeah.
What is the process of, okay, does that fix the problem, sending them back? Like, that's my other question is, like, people always say, go back where you came from.
Yeah.
Okay, you were born in Mexico. You're going to get sent back to Mexico. Does that fix the problem? Were they a part of a gang? You know, like all these different things.
Right.
I think if we take a step back and say, we're going to send back these murderers, we need to take a look at the psychological side of everything too. And how our system is set up. And were they given due process? And did they actually commit that crime? That's another thing.
In my scenario, they did. That's what I'm saying. That's why I said I'm going to paint a hypothetical because I know there's a lot of facets that could go into this. I'm not talking about people that were wrongly convicted or that they didn't really commit murder.
Yeah.
I'm just saying hypothetically, if we know 100% sure, there's no possibility otherwise, that they did commit acts of murder, not self-defense, not anything like that, like literal, I don't like that guy, I'm going to go over and shoot him in the face for no reason. Yeah. Do you think those people...
They have psychological problems, so yes.
Should be sent back, though?
Yeah, I think those people, if we can determine that that's what happened and that's what that person is, yes. Okay. They need to go back and go through due process within their system.
Correct. Because here, when that happens, they go through our due process as citizens of America. If someone commits felonies or they commit heinous acts, crimes, rape, murder, these kind of things, they go through our process and they get, sentenced for whatever, guilty, not guilty, and then their sentence gets put in. But the question is, if somebody is here illegally, they're not a citizen, do we put them through that process here as if they're American citizen and then put them in our jails if they're convicted, or do we deport them back to their own country?
The question is like, I don't even know, because I don't really know the justice system that well.
You don't watch a lot of Law and Order with Grey's Anatomy?
No, I'm all about medical. I'm all about the medical side of everything. I think I've honestly not watched as much Law and Order at all. I did watch Suits.
Okay.
And Scandal.
Meghan Markle's on Suits, right? That's the only reason I know that show.
I love Suits.
I've never seen it, but
it's good. It's good.
Yeah, we don't watch a lot of shows like that. We were watching SVU for a while. That Law and Order SVU, that one was cool because I like that girl.
I didn't watch any of those. We watched like awesome. 911. We watched all those. Okay. Those were my favorite.
Okay.
We were sad that they're like dead.
Yeah.
I think for me, it's hard. I think people do need to go back, but if you send them back, are they going to just come back? That's the other thing.
Well, not if you have a secure border. If you were to ask me the same question, Ryan, what would you do? The first thing I would do before I even started looking at deportations or ICE or any of that, the first thing I would do is strengthen the border, because that's where they're coming in, right? So you fix that first.
You want to build that wall?
Yeah, build something. I mean, or more agents, something, right? Because the point is, there shouldn't be anybody getting past that without being processed. So I would fix that first. And then I would assess the situation and say, okay, are we overpopulated? Are we having issues because of the illegal immigration that's happening? And then I would probably look at criminals first, and I would probably deport criminals. I mean, convicted criminals.
Yeah.
I don't want anybody convicted for something they didn't do. That's not cool. But I'm talking about actual truly convicted criminals. Send them all back.
By whose process? Our process or theirs?
Well, probably ours.
Yeah.
I mean, probably ours. Yeah, exactly. If they committed the crime on our soil, then we'd send them back. Then I would look at who we have left. And then we would have a lot of people here illegally, but that are great contributors to society. They work hard. They've been living here for 30 years. They've raised a family here. Yeah, exactly. All that stuff. Now, for them, I would not just say, continue to live here illegally. For them, I would start the process. Let's make you legal. Let's get you legal citizenship.
Give them the resources.
Correct. Or whatever it's going to take. And I think through that process, you might find some hangups because people might be a problem through that. In which case I'd be like, well, look, if you don't want to go through the process, then you need to go back, because this is the process here. This is America. This is how we do it. If you don't like that, you don't have to stay here. No one's forcing you to stay here. No one's forcing you to come here. These are our laws. This is the way it is. And just like an American citizen, just like a guy who came from Europe, same thing. You have to follow the laws. My tags,
Correct. You don't pay rent.
It's laws. Things. We have laws for a reason, and I understand that not all the laws are great. Some laws suck, but you know what? Until they're changed. Yeah, and that's when in America we have the freedom to protest. We have the freedom to try to change laws and and that's, again, other countries don't have that. A lot of them. Yeah, there's no way. No, you do what the king says, or else you're going to cut your head off. You know what I'm saying?
So like what it's turning into, like this whole. I feel that we need to do these processes, right? Like there's steps to take before you just mass thing,
right?
And blanket laws and change everything and just come in and swipe everything away. Was the Biden administration correct 100%? No. However, we didn't have things like this happening where we had people and families being split up. This happened in his first term, where you have these kids who either one parent is gone or both parents are gone and they're a U.S. citizen, so they're here left by themselves going into the foster care system. And again, that's creating a burden on another department. And so it's just all these things that we don't have the answers. Nobody has the 100% perfect answer for. However, you broke it down into different things, take a psychological side on it, take an education and communication side on it, we would probably have better systems in place.
What do you think about, what's his name, Homan? Is that the border czar right now? Something Homan or something?
I don't even know.
They had asked him, this is the very beginning of Trump's second term, they had asked, I think it was as soon as Trump had put him in charge of the border, and they had asked him, they kept asking him, pressing him, look, what are you going to do about kids being separated from their families? What are you going to do about kids being separated from their families? And he I don't know if you heard this, but he answered and he says, no, we're not going to separate families. And they said, well, how are you going to do that? He said, we'll deport them all together.
And that's the thing. It's like, they were born here. They've been living here for how long?
Right.
Even their parents are going to go back to an unknown place. They were here for 10, 15 years. They're going to go back, and the situation's going to be even worse.
Right.
Because they have no home, no job, no support, no system. And that the lady, you know, freaking Homeland Security Barbie, is over here like, well, I'm going over there and getting resources put in place. Okay, explain to me those resources. And when asked the question...
In Mexico, you mean?
In Mexico and Puerto... You know, and she was saying in Mexico and Colombia and all the places that she's visiting that these people are going back to, those resources couldn't even be explained.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, you can say you're doing these things, but are you really? Because that's obviously not happening, because we can see it not happening.
Yeah.
And that's the problem. You can say one thing and do another. And if these people we're finding out the truth, these people are reporting back, because they're not dead.
Right.
They're in like El Salvador reporting back to their families saying, there's nothing here for us. They told us we would get, these resources and support, but there's nothing here.
Right.
Now they're in a homeless situation. Now they're in no job situation. There's all these things that are happening to these families who were probably good contributors to the economy, workers, all these things. And again, we just didn't do the due diligence that needed to be happening.
So it's something like birthright citizenship, you think that should stay?
Oh, I think so. Definitely. Okay. I mean, what I find hilarious is even Trump's kids, their parents aren't natural citizens, just Trump, you know.
Well, Melania's a citizen.
Now.
Right, she went through the process.
Yeah.
Right.
But when some of the kids were born, she wasn't. So how would that work? It's like, it's a whole mess.
Well, because if one of your parents is, right, isn't that the way it works?
That's the confusing part, and no one answer is correct. It's like, even if your one parent is, the way that I was talking about was that could still be stripped away. You don't have birthright citizenship.
Yeah, the way I understand birthright citizenship is that if let's say both parents, neither parent is legal, a legal citizen of that particular country, yet they have their children on U.S. soil, that child is automatically a U.S. citizen because they're born here, even though neither one of their parents are legal citizens. I
feel like if you were born here and your parent, like, I think you should have citizenship because it's all you know.
Right.
And if your parents work towards getting their citizenship, okay, that's the conversation we had previously. But I feel changing a law like that could have a lot of issues. And I don't think that would be good for a lot of people. Yeah. Even people who are probably proposing. I don't think they understand what they're actually proposing.
Well, because it's drastic measures, right? We hear that term drastic measures, and some, and again, I don't agree with everything.
Yeah.
So let me say off the bat. But we in some ways are in a drastic situation because of bad decisions that have been made over the last however many years, right, in our country. So there's things that need to happen, and again, I'm with you. I don't think that they need to be happening as rapidly because it's like when you do something that rapidly, you're going to cause a tidal wave of other problems. It doesn't mean that the issue doesn't need to be dealt with, but if you do it in such a tidal wave way, it's going to cause other issues to where you should kind
of thought out.
Chip away at it. And
it's like, what is the domino effect of this one decision?
Right.
And then what does that break off out to?
Yeah.
And I think that's a problem, that we're just so reactionary because of something you said on your campaign trail.
Right.
Okay, well, maybe that thought process you weren't thinking when you were speaking.
Right.
And it's okay to say, hey, I said this on my campaign, but you know what? We've taken a look at it and we're going to do this the right way.
Right.
Or we're going to say, we're going to put a pause on that and we're going to do this when we really need to. Or we're going to try and come up with a system or a plan before we do anything.
Well, there's a big portion of the country that thinks this is the right way to do it.
Oh, yeah. And then I feel they're going to say, yeah, do it. And now
they're going to regret that at the end?
Oh, yeah. I think they're going to see that they're going to lose workers. They're going to lose their laborers. We're going to see prices go up because we don't have people in the fields. We don't have people in the grocery stores and the hotel business.
Well, that's one of the tidal waves thing I was talking about. Like, especially in areas like this.
We just saw it just tiny.
Right.
Just tiny bit from what happened in LA. And Trump had to go and say, oh, we're going to, I can't do his voice as well as Del, but we're going to stop what we're doing. And, he doesn't even say we made a mistake. Or, I get that. You can't ever admit to weakness, which is stupid. But we're going to backtrack. We're going to lessen our efforts in that, laborer zone.
Which is kind of what you just said, that you think that they should do that, right? If you see something didn't work a certain way, then you should back off and say it that way. But did they really?
That's the thing.
Who knows?
Like, I don't feel that...
Do we really ever know, what's really going on in the government?
No, and that's the problem. Like, you have, all these things that are happening, and it's just, you don't have a right answer for anything.
Right.
But that fear was initiated so badly because of how bad those... raids were happening. It affected that, workforce and those people so badly. Yeah. It was the problem was, it already happened. You can't really go back on what you just did.
You can use our whole area here where we live is very agricultural, right? It's and a big portion of the workers are illegal immigrants. Yeah. So if you were to just go in and literally, have the whole city of Santa Maria, let's say, line up and show their papers, and anybody didn't have papers was out of here. Yeah. That would be a huge hit. You're right. That would be a big issue with grocery stores. We wouldn't be able to get, vegetables and fruits and all this kind of stuff.
And you're seeing people, it'd be interesting to talk to, I know, Downtown Fridays and stuff, where we have these events that usually, are geared towards a Hispanic population. Right. How is the attendance? How are things going? Because even for something like that, that you would consider safe, people aren't going to because of their fear of what happened. And you could probably be legal, but maybe your, cousin-in-law or your aunt or your parents or your daughter or someone else in your family isn't. Right. That fear is across everybody rather than just one person.
I'm sure Del told you with the passports when Trump first came in, the number of...
Well, he had a family who came in and they asked him to walk them to their car. Right. Because they're doing the right things for their kids. And then they say, we're in the process to get our paperwork. Right. But they saw, I think it was the ranger. And again, education... Right. They don't know a ranger from a police or from an ICE officer. Right. Because culturally, La Migra is La Migra. You don't know. Sure. So it's we're doing the right thing. We're doing the right thing. Don't take us. Yeah. And that's the scary thing. Sure. I mean, even for us, we're we need to get our passports. We, even though we're legal and everything. Yeah. But because of the way that things have gone, even for people who are legal, you don't know what is going to happen from one day to the next. I get that. That's life. Right. But with the way that situations are happening and the way that the ICE agents are operating, I don't trust any of them. Right. There's no oversight. I feel like it's just power. Right. And that oversight is very much disintegrated. Yeah.
But there's that saying that only the criminals fear police, right? Kind of thing. I
don't know.
Should only, right? I understand. There's the whole, we could talk about racism and all that stuff, but I mean, when we're talking about, and again, I'm comparing these two things not because I think they're the same, but if we're seeing illegal immigration as a crime, as something that is illegal, which it is, it's illegal. We can debate whether or not that should be illegal, whether or not, but that's for the sake of the argument. It currently is illegal to come over here without the due process. So that's like somebody that, say, is a car thief, a car thief, or a drug dealer or something, and then they see a police officer. They're going to be like, oh crap, I better go the other way. They're going to be afraid of that. Why? Because they're breaking the law, and they don't want the upholder of the law to come over and bust them for breaking the law. So I mean, it's kind of a similar thing, and not the same thing.
Yeah, I think it's, for me, it comes also based on culture. I've never been a criminal. At least I try not to be.
Yeah.
Have I gone a little bit
If you
faster?
were, you wouldn't say it on here.
Right,
I know.
exactly.
You don't get busted, so.
I'm not a criminal, but just the way I was raised, and also being told you're brown, you're a female, you need to be careful how you act, how you say things, how you move your body. That was something my grandpa, because he came from an era of, it didn't matter what you did or said or anything. It was just how he looked. He always taught me, you do what you're told to an extent. He's like, maybe that's why I have a good memory. It's like, you remember everything. You ask for their name. You ask for their badge number. You ask what you did wrong. All the things. And so, like, we'll go to, like, what is it called? Was it night out or whatever? I'm not a criminal, but I still get nervous around, like, police and sheriff and stuff, because I'm like, oh, well, maybe, like, I did go really fast that one time, because you're raised a certain way of knowing you are usually a person who is looked at differently. Or you are normally going to act differently than, say, someone who is white, blue-eyed, blonde, whatever it may be.
The sad thing about that, though, is there's some serious repercussions. I think there was a time in our country where that was definitely something, right? To say, I mean, there was like things like police brutality and racism within that whole thing is. And I'm not saying it's non-existent now. It's still everywhere. There's still racist people in every job scenario, right? I think there's a lot less now.
Even within families.
Of course. But like there's kind of a bad repercussion to, let's say, a black community, the parents teaching the children from an early age, the cops hate you, they want to kill you because you're black. Just don't. So what's that going to do to a little kid? The whole time they're growing up, every time they see a cop, they're going to, I hate that guy. He wants to kill me. Of course, because if I think somebody wants to kill me, if you tell me my whole life that clowns want to kill me,
it's true.
And I go to the circus, clowns. Bethany would agree. She hates clowns.
I can't freaking.
But like I would think that, and I would have somewhat of a prejudice or a discriminating thoughts of clowns. Yeah. Because I've been brought up my whole life to think that.
My mom told me clowns are out to kill you.
Right. Exactly. So it's the same kind of thing.
And again, it goes back to education and culture.
Right.
Because generational, I don't teach my kids that the police or sheriff are bad. However, I teach them respect.
Yes. For anybody. Yeah.
But I had to make the change because my grandparents, even my white grandpa, was like, you don't do this, you put your hands up, all these things. And he's from Florida. Sure. All the things. And it wasn't that I wanted to teach my kids fear. I wanted to teach them respect. And I knew my grandparents and even my parents, granted my dad's white, so did he have to go through any of this? Not really. But my grandpa, who I spent majority of my life up until he passed with, he came from that era. So he was very much like, this is what you have to learn. Right. But we have to be the change, right? Yeah. We have to be the people to teach our kids and our future generation. The police aren't bad. They're not going to kill you. Right. However, you do need to be respectful. But you also have rights. Just because they say...
You can't be mistreated.
No, because they say you need to do this. Yeah. You have every single right to ask why. Right. And I feel that what's happening right now, if you ask why or give me a reason, the conversation isn't open. It's just a very much, I'm an ICE agent, you have to do what I say. Where's the paperwork? Why are you coming into my home? Why are you taking this person? There's a lot of these cases that are happening that are not okay. Yes, is it the mass of the issue? No. But there's more than a handful of these.
There's always going to be mistakes. It's just like looking at death row, right? There's always going to be people that are killed on death row, and you find out that they were innocent.
20 years later, you find the DNA was wrong.
Right. Right. But the
cold case of it.
The majority, though, right?
Yeah.
Are correct, and there's always going to be casualties, which is unfortunate for the person who's that person.
Very traumatic. And then again, now you're having that conversation shift of being respectful and you're being in the change. So now you're going back to the previous generation of they're the issue.
Yeah.
And you're putting more fear out there when we've done a lot, with community engagement to change that conversation.
Right.
And now we're just taking like 20 steps back, which is scary because I look at my kids and I'm like, they're still young. We still got time, but not much. It happens very fast. It grows so fast.
Yeah. Oh man, you're telling me.
Oh, I know.
You blink a few times and it's over.
It's gone. I can't believe Cassian's 5. I was like, the world is ending.
Yeah. Well, 3 more years, all our kids are going to be adults.
Yeah.
So it's like, what in the world? What happened? And it's like, grandbaby on the way. So, so this, I know I keep saying this will be the last thing on the deportations, but this has to do with the protests just because I'm curious. This is something I don't understand, and I'm trying to get somebody to explain. When you see the protesters that are protesting ICE, and they're basically protesting saying, we want to stay here in America, obviously because they would rather live here than in Mexico because it's obviously, or they wouldn't go through all the trouble to come over here, right? That's kind of a given.
Or it's their only option.
My point is they're trying to get out of Mexico.
Yes.
Now, whether they go to Europe, whether they go here or whatever, the point is they believe they're going somewhere better than where they came from, or else they wouldn't be going through what they're going through to get us. I mean, sometimes it's very difficult to get over here, right? So why in the world, when they're doing the protests, do they have a Mexican flag?
Oh, that's a good question. I think it's just like with anything else in life. If you are from Mexico, if you are from, it's like, think about it as a soccer game, right? You are representing what your culture is, where you come from, and it has a reason, it has a meaning. Right now, for 4th of July, I did not want to do anything that had to do with the American flag. Because to me, the American flag right now has the wrong meaning because of what the Trump administration uses it for. And you have a lot of, especially down on the beach, and all the people driving around with American flag and has the Trump stuff on it, and it's all about Trump.
Right.
So the American flag to me doesn't have the same meaning. Now, if I was going to a protest, would I have a flag from one country from the other? Probably not. But for them, and again, I wouldn't know because I'm not them, but that Mexican flag represents something for them. Just because you're trying to get away from a country doesn't mean you don't love that country. That's still where you came from. That's still where you probably still have family. Right. And here we have the ability to have, like we were talking about earlier, like we have a mix of a culture with everything that has to do with it. And right now, this administration is targeting that culture. So to say, hey, I'm Mexican and I'm proud, that's nothing wrong with that. I feel it's just like with MAGA people, they're saying, I'm from the United States and I'm proud, but it's being used in different connotations. So being proud to be a Mexican, not a problem. I saw American flags there too. I think it's a combination of using those as that's their sign. That's their, instead of putting words on a cardboard or having a banner put up together, they're proud to be Mexican, and they're probably happy that they are able to be proud. Because if, like we were talking, like you go to another country and you can't probably wave around another country's flag because that's not the country you're in. Here we're able to do that, and so they're using that as I'm proud to be Mexican. I'm proud to be Cuban. I'm proud to be, if this was being targeted to, which we probably would never see. You have people who, back in New York in the day, you probably had it where they were targeting all the Irish. And in Boston, all these places, they were probably waving around that Ireland flag. So, I think
which would also seem weird to me. Especially if it was like Irish people here illegally, attempting to show that they wanted to stay here and they wanted to become American citizens, then
I think it's more about being proud of where you came from and saying, yes, I'm proud to be Irish, Mexican, Brazilian, Spanish, European, whatever it may be. You're proud to that you came from there.
Right.
And you're able to be here and able to protest in a way that gets that conversation started.
So it's more like proud of the ethnicity or the culture of that place, not necessarily in line with the government.
Correct.
You're not saying, I'm so proud of the government I came from, but I still want to come to this one because I think it's better.
I think it's more you're proud of your heritage and to say, I'm proud to be Mexican and I'm proud that I can wave this flag and say I am Mexican and be able to be in America, whether, are they taking the right steps? Hopefully. Are they not? Most of the time, the people who were at those protests weren't there illegally because of the fear that was happening.
Right.
So the people were they're American citizens, and they're trying to say, I'm proud of my heritage. I'm proud of my culture. I'm proud to say I am this and I can do this because they don't agree with how things were enacted.
Right.
I think it's more of that. Because I did see like different flags, and it wasn't just like a Mexico flag. I saw all different flags being flown because it wasn't just Mexicans being targeted. It was Hispanic being targeted. So if you were from a different country, or you don't even have to be from that country. You were probably born and raised here just like I am. But I come from a Hispanic, heritage. And am I proud of that? Yeah, because it's given me the life that I have now.
Right.
And my ancestors suffered greatly to get me and their family where we are now.
Yeah.
So I'm proud to have that Cuban heritage and that Mexican heritage.
Right.
But it wasn't, I don't even know I know there's just a female Mexican president now, so yay! But
that's kind of a sexist statement.
Right? What's sexist is when they say that females can't be empowered because we have periods and stuff. But that's a whole other
that's
conversation.
also sexist.
Yeah, so I think we have these changes happening. But I don't even know what my, family went through to be able to get to where I am today. But am I proud? If I had an opportunity to wave a flag, I'd probably have like a Cuban flag, a Mexican flag, an American flag. But in this moment, I'm not proud of that American flag because of the things and what it's being used for today.
So let's talk about, this will be the end of the political stuff, but let's talk about some of that stuff. Like when you say you're not proud of what the American flag is being used to stand for, other than like deportations and ICE, because we've already beat that horse. What other things would you throw into that category?
I think the whole January 6th thing, that whole chaos of everything, the flag was used for that event that happened in a very demeaning way. I think we're so divided with what is going on with the administration that the flag is used as, it stands for Trump in a way.
It's no different than a MAGA hat to you.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah, because beforehand, I never, before his first term, I didn't really see the flag being used for a certain group. Like a certain amount of people that would really put it in your face kind of a thing. It wasn't like we're the top dogs or we're the best of the best, which you could say that, but we still have issues and everyone has issues. Right. No system is perfect. Is ours better than some? I don't know. I look at the Danish population, Sweden and Denmark. They got it pretty good over there. They've gotten a lot of things right. But I feel that the flag is really used as a demarcation or not demarcation, that's the wrong word. But it's used to identify people. If you have a flag on your car, you have a flag sticker. Right. It kind of really, you started to see that shift when we had the police flag being put on cars, or with George Floyd. If you were on the police side, you were against Black Lives Matter.
Right. Or like all lives matter.
Yes.
Like that whole statement.
And you saw that separation and that divide, and then it just kept getting worse and worse and worse. So I feel like as time has gone on, I don't like to, I've never really been a person to put like the American flag or any flag on anything.
Right.
But now, definitely, as we just passed, Independence Day and stuff, I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't want to be marked
Yeah.
as a certain group or marked as a certain person.
Well, this
based upon that.
Yeah, this is why, like, for me, like, I can even, there are, certain elements of the MAGA movement that I can say, yeah, okay, I agree with that, I like that, or whatever. I would never wear a MAGA hat. And I even get nervous if I am with somebody who is.
Yeah.
Not necessarily because I believe that his hat promotes hate or anything. I personally don't believe that. But I know that if I'm in a public place, there's people that are going to think that about the guy I'm with. And I get anxiety because I'm like, is that going to cause a problem? Is somebody going to try to fight with us now because this guy's wearing a red MAGA hat or whatever?
I have family members where we don't have these type of conversations because it's not good.
Yeah.
Because I have an uncle who is white, has white privilege, has always had white privilege. Half of his family is brown. And the way that he talks, I'm like, I've even said it, I'm like, you realize that half of your family is brown. And the way that you talk about us.
He talks about them like derogatory?
Yes. And then I'm just like, that makes zero sense. You're like, we just need to get all Mexicans out. And I'm like, hi.
He actually says that?
Yeah. Yeah. This is, again, it goes back to education.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no, that's not how it works. You can't just say these statements or like say we need to get all the Iranians out and all this. And like, that's not how it works. But again, he wears that hat proudly and he wears his American flag proudly and goes around saying things. And what the problem is, he gets these groups get into their group, I guess you could say, and start talking and amping everybody up, and then you start having these bad conversations, and then the conversation shifts to being very opinionated, and it's all about their opinions, and it's the right opinion. So that's where it's just one of those things where I feel like the hat, make America great again, like, were we never great? That's, I'm like, the statement is,
were we ever great, you mean?
Like, were we ever great? Because I can look back at the system and all the wrongs that we've done, and I don't feel like we're learning from them as much as we should have. And I go, we weren't ever great. We weren't ever perfect. We weren't all these things. So
I don't think great means perfect.
No, I don't think it does either. But I feel that make America great again, that statement is just very...
You see it as like cocky?
Kind of. But I also think the make America great stance is to find faults in just a few things rather than overall history. And I think to blame the Biden administration, to blame Obama, to blame all those things, it's like, well, you got to take some blame yourself because you had one term and how did that go? So I think for me, that's where I have a lot of issues with that statement is, what does that even mean? What is making America great?
Well, I think it's come to mean something that, in my opinion, it was never meant to mean. Like, I'm with you. Like I said, that's why I get worried when someone's wearing a hat.
Yeah.
Because I think it's become a symbol to a lot of people of racism, of oppression, of, this kind of a viewpoint of the alt-right, like these far-right guys who are, just like the far left is a very minor part of the Democratic Party, but they're the loudest, they're the craziest, they're doing nutso things that we see on TV. The alt-right is the same, right? But again, that's the minority of the Republican Party, are these guys, driving around in trucks and acting racist and being stupid and all that kind of stuff. But because of that, people see that hat and they think, oh, this guy must be racist, which is unfortunate because I'm sure most people that wear those hats aren't racist. Or
they don't know that they are, right?
Well, see, that's something that's kind of new, right? That's the last 10 years. That's something people say, well, you're racist and you don't even realize you're racist.
But and it's true, because I even notice sometimes I go, take a step back, Kaeleigh.
Yeah.
And how are you like it goes to the profiling, right? How are you acting towards something? And again, it goes back to education. And I'm not for changing everything overnight. I always say, don't judge me based upon something I said yesterday.
Right.
So knowing that you have faults, there's nothing wrong with that. You're always learning.
Yes, of course.
And I think that's a big conversation because you have people who I'm like, don't judge me because I am still learning. I may not be politically correct, but I'm trying.
Right.
But a lot of the time, the people who are wearing those hats, you can't tell me what to do.
So could somebody not wearing that hat?
Yeah, exactly.
All people are different, and that's kind of what they're doing.
But the stage that they've taken, ever since, I think it got worse on the January 6th events, that made it far more worse than it was before because that's what we saw.
Right.
And there really wasn't much accountability or anything happening to the people that did wrong. And that's what rubs people, and especially me, the wrong way.
Yeah. Yeah, back kind of what I was saying, Bill, about the you don't know you're racist. That's kind of... the reason why we say that now, because again, that's kind of a new thing that we say, is because we've kind of redefined what racism means. Like it used to mean to discriminate against somebody because of their skin color or ethnicity. I mean, it's a form of prejudice, right? Prejudice means that you treat somebody differently because of something, whether it's because they're a woman, which would be sexism, or they're homosexual, be, whatever, homophobia, or they have all these different kinds of things. But it's just a form of prejudice.
Yeah.
But now it's come to mean like something even as broad as like a profile. Like again, like if you grow up in an area where the vast majority of violence that you see is, let's say, by Hispanics. Yeah. Okay. So then you have a natural proclivity towards when you might get a little nervous. You're in a liquor store and a Hispanic guy comes up next to you. Now again, that guy could be great.
Yeah.
I personally don't think that initial feeling of a profile or a thought is racist. Now, if I treat that guy differently,
if you act upon it,
correct. Yeah. So if he comes over to me and goes, "Hey, how's it going? My name's Bob," or whatever, and I'm like, I'm not going to shake your hand. That's being a racist. I'm not going to. You're a Mexican. I'm not going to shake a Mexican's. That's racist. Problem. Exactly. Yeah. But I think we've made it so broad now, and that's why we say, well, everybody's racist. And I'm like, and I don't think everybody is racist. No. I think there's still racist people.
I think if you act upon the thoughts you have in your head,
right,
that's a problem.
Yeah.
Because you're making a problem.
Right.
And you're treating someone different.
Correct.
And then what if that person turns around and saves your life?
Yeah.
Now you're going to be all of a sudden changed?
Yeah. Well, maybe not.
Yeah. Because it's like, you're still going to think they're a bad person?
Yeah. Right.
Okay.
Right.
So I think the act of something is definitely an issue. And that's usually what I feel I've seen the wrong in.
Right.
Like you're acting upon a thought or a feeling when you shouldn't have.
Yeah.
Because, okay, I could see someone and judge them by a book by their cover and think they're the greatest person in the whole wide world. This has happened. And then they turn around and stab you in your back.
Yeah, of course. Because you don't know until you know. Right. So, I mean, another example would be, let's say I was a black business owner in a predominantly black neighborhood. And let's say I owned a restaurant, and the white population there was very small, but it was there, it was existent. And 9 out of 10 times, anytime a white guy came into my restaurant to eat, they would skip on the bill. 9 out of 10 times. So my natural thought, as soon as I watch a white family walk into that restaurant, oh crap, these guys are going to bust me, or they're gonna not bust me, they're going to not pay the bill, they're going to take off. That's my initial thought. I don't think that's a racist thought. But if I say,
it's an educated
get out of here, we don't serve white people, get out of my restaurant, right? That would be racist. Yeah. That would be taking action.
It's just like what happened when, in the 60s and the 50s, where you had people acting upon a book by, someone's color of their skin.
Assuming that everybody in that demographic is exactly the same because they all look like that.
Yeah.
It's idiotic. It's
Yeah.
assuming all women can't drive.
Yeah.
Just because they're all women.
Yeah, exactly. Like, granted, my whole family will say I'm a horrible driver, but I've never gotten a ticket. Thank you very much. I've never been in a car accident. Knock on wood.
There you go. Yeah.
But, we always have, again, it goes back to culture.
Right.
And it's a cultural thing. It's a generational thing where we are taught these ways and these thinkings.
Right.
Which is why we have to be the change. Right. Because if we're not the change, it's going to just keep happening.
Yeah.
And a lot of the time I see, especially in like the deep South where, my grandma lived in Tennessee and I would go over there and it's a different world. Yeah. Especially if you're from here in California. I'm like, oh, okay. Like, this is different. Yeah. And you can still see the people, white people shop at white stores. African-American people shop at African-American stores and they shop in their neighborhood and it's very niche. Like, it's segregated.
But it's not in the law.
No.
That's the difference.
That's cultural.
It used to be like against the law for a black person to eat at a certain restaurant.
Correct.
Now they might kind of do it on it kind of happens that way.
It's the talk of the town, right?
Yeah.
It's known. You don't go and shop over there. Yeah. You don't go into that town.
Right.
It's just like here in Santa Maria, we're going to get good Mexican food and when you're not. You know?
Taco Bell all the way.
Yeah. No.
That's authentic.
All right. That's all my son eats.
Yeah. Oh, really?
He loves Taco Bell.
What does he like?
Just his taco with meat and cheese.
Okay.
Just crunchy taco, meat and cheese. Go. If it has one piece of lettuce, God forbid.
Yeah.
Now, Isley, she'll go in for that jalapeno.
Nice.
She just goes in for the onions. She's just
That's
like,
awesome.
Yes. I feel like, again, it just goes back to it's being the change. How are you going to make that change happen? And it's hard. Yeah. It takes a long time. I mean, it's going to take even more time now.
Right. But we kind of are being the change. Do you think that we are? Do you think the country? I'm not talking about individual people, but just like overall, our country. Do you think it's? Well, we'll just take racism. Do you think it's more racist now or less racist than it has been in the past?
I would say if we were 5 years ago, the conversation was better. I would say the Obama era, right? That we had more open conversation and we had more openness to how can we be the change. I think that was even his campaign motto. But now I feel like we are being more racist based upon that small minority group of people that are representing the administration. But
that's still a small minority though, right?
But it's the bigger conversation.
Okay.
If the conversation of being the change and not being racist and not to act upon your thoughts, that was the bigger conversation and that's what was in the news and that's what was talked about more, we would have more steps forward. But because this group and this MAGA group, I guess you could keep calling them a group, and the Trump administration really seems to back up that thought and that process of living. Right. That's the bigger conversation. So then you take steps back. And that's hard.
But do you see people acting on their thoughts a lot now? Like, do you think that's...
Sometimes I've seen more people acting upon their thoughts now than a few years ago. Like, say 3 or even 4 years ago. Yeah. Granted, it was COVID, so it wasn't.
What would be an example? Like, give me an example of that.
A lot of the time, we have a neighbor at my mom's house that is white, and she was like yelling at Dell through the window because he was leaving. He was like, "You can't do that! You can't do that!" My mom's lived there for 24 years. We've never had an issue of just doing anything. What was she saying he couldn't do? He couldn't do leave what? A cabinet that was getting picked up on the corner of the road.
Oh, gotcha.
That's not a racist example.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying that people are voicing things out more than they would have beforehand. A few years ago, probably would just been like, they're just leaving something there.
You think people are more bold now?
Yes. Because you see the administration okaying in saying yes to these actions or this way of being. Right. They're not condoning it.
Right.
They're not saying you shouldn't do this or we don't believe that, we don't support that.
Yeah.
It's kind of just like letting it go.
Yeah, there used to be there's an element of fear. We were talking about fear and people being afraid of things. So a few years back, if you spoke out against, let's say, what's a good example? Let's say like the trans in sports. Okay, so like biological boys playing with the women, right, in sports. Now, 2, 3, 4 years ago, I think the vast majority of the country was not okay with that. But did the vast majority of country voice their opinion that they were not okay with that? No, because of the mob that was going to come after them if they did so. Now, because of some of the decisions made and some of the more openness when people like Riley Gaines and some of the other people are speaking out against that kind of thing, more of the people that, it's not that they've changed how they felt, because they've always felt that way, that now they feel a little more emboldened to say, yes, I agree with Riley Gaines. I don't think, and they'll even say, I'm not anti-trans. I'm not saying trans people should be able to live however they want to. That's fine. But we're talking about a big difference between men or biological males that are built a certain way competing against biological women who are built a certain way. It just doesn't seem fair in a lot of ways. So in that sense, I think there's, and that's just one example. There's lots of examples like that where a lot of people are kind of being quiet for a while. It's like, well, I don't want,
Well, that's how all this stuff. We didn't look at how voting happened. It was very.
Yeah.
I was shocked to see where there was so much more red than there was blue beforehand. So
for this last election, okay.
So you see that a lot of the things that he was saying on the campaign trail ignited a lot of people's inner thoughts.
Right.
However,
which is good or bad in your opinion?
It depends.
Depends on the thought.
I think it depends on the thought.
Okay.
I think a lot of the things that you could, again, it goes back to, you could say one thing and do another. He'll say one thing, but how he carries it out doesn't necessarily mean that's what you voted for or what you agreed with what he was saying. Like, that's not what you said.
Yeah.
And that's politics. So you have to look at the bigger picture of, I mean, for me, the whole trans with the biological and non-biological, I have no knowledge. I don't really have one opinion over the other for me, because I, again, would want to educate myself before I go, this is how I think.
Yeah.
It doesn't affect me. My kids aren't there yet.
Yeah, I wasn't trying to open up that conversation anyway, because that would be a long conversation,
So I think, for me, I just feel that there's this thought process happening right now that is giving people the okay to act a certain way because, again, it goes back to the January 6th thing. A lot of people were enabled or able to act out something that, if that were to happen under anyone else's administration or anyone else's doing, a lot of those people would not be free and walking around and also being now employed by ICE. So that's where I have an issue, is if you're going to act a certain way, discipline a certain way. And I don't feel that's happening at all.
Do you think the vast majority of the Republican party in this country was for or against what happened on January 6th?
I think they were against it, but afraid to say they were against what happened. They have to, it goes to that dictatorship and that king complex, is if you're against Trump, he even says it. Like, that's what I don't understand. It's like, he even says that he'll punish you if you're against him. And like on Twitter, it's like, well, you're coming after me, so I'm going to come after you. You're not going to be in office next year, or whatever it may be. I'm just like, how is that okay? Where's the freedom of speech? Where's the due process? Where is the things that need to happen happening? Because it's not happening. And I mean, Twitter is just, I'm not even on Twitter. Twitter's bad. Well, it's not even Twitter anymore. It's
X now.
Yeah. And then you saw the stuff that happened with Elon Musk, and like now they're like in a bad relationship.
Yeah.
You know, it's just
they broke up.
They broke up.
There was a bad breakup.
Yeah, it's still going. So, you know, that's where it's just, it's chaotic. It's absolutely chaotic.
Yeah.
And I haven't been on planet Earth for very long, but I've never seen an administration like this. And that's what's kind of boggling. Yeah. It's just like, okay. Yeah. Like, every day is new. And
kind of exciting, right? I mean,
Yeah. It's a little more fearful. I think it's more like, are we going to bomb people today? Yeah. Like, we live near Diablo. Like, that's not good. Yeah. You know, I just think, again, it's very reactatory. And the being, like, very reactive to anything is never good. You have to have some thought process, like
but I think it's hard for us on the outside because we don't really know the thought process. We try to make judgments. Well, that's what I'm saying. We make that judgment call. Well, it doesn't look like there's a thought process, but that doesn't mean there's not one.
No,
because we don't know. We don't know what's going on in the White House. We don't know. Nobody does. No. I mean, somebody does. Whoever's there, but. Us civilians, we don't really know. We just try to make judgment calls on what we see, supposedly what we see happening. Even then, you can't really always trust the media to be giving you the right story or anything like that.
Well, because it's very biased, based upon party. Yeah. And I try to watch Fox News. I try, but then I'm just like, nope. No. Because I don't even like Fox News. It's just I lean right, and I don't even like Fox News. Yeah, I'm just like. That doesn't make sense what you just said. Right. And it all stemmed back from his first term and the handling of COVID and all the different things. It's just gone downhill ever since. Right. Yeah. And it's hard to see like just the things that come out of people's mouths. I'm like, wow. Okay, so you're very emboldened now. Right. And that's what this administration has done. It's emboldened these thoughts that, they've probably always been there. Yeah. But again, it's taking the action. Right. You're taking action now on these thoughts. And if you do something wrong, who's going to be there to stop you? Because those people probably agree with you. But it would depend on the situation, right? Because sometimes acting on your thoughts is a good thing. Sometimes it's a bad thing. Yeah. It's bad if it's racist and you're saying, I'm acting on the thought that I don't like this guy in my restaurant, so I'm going to kick him out. But sometimes you might have a thought that's a good thought. Yeah. And then you act on it. Oh, that guy needs help. I'm going to go help him. Yeah. Right. So it's not so much the acting on thoughts that's wrong. It's the thought itself that might be the problem. Right? And that's the thing, too. It's like, okay, if you do something bad, is there going to be the disciplinary action afterwards that is congruent with the action? Right. And that's the thing is you're either going to get disciplined or you're going to get rewarded. But what people saw was people did wrong and they got rewarded. Right. So that's where it started the snowball effects of the emboldenedness continuing and snowball. And we just have one big snowball rolling downhill. Yeah. Waiting for it to come boom. All right, last thing, then we'll take a break. You mentioned white privilege. I can't let that one go. So when you say, I'm just curious. I mean, when you say that, like what? So I know you said you're half white, but I don't think you would think you have white privilege, right? Because you don't look white. No, I think I do have white privilege in a sense of the generational. Well, we are not wealthy, but the generational wealth that portion of my family has. Okay. So I think I do have white privilege in the way that I was raised. Okay. So somebody that, let's say, but I am white, like I'm all. It could just be privilege. I'm Italian, I'm Irish, I'm German. I'm like, I don't really have anything. Related. It might be. But like, so people would say I have white privilege because I'm white, right? So if I had, let's say, a black friend and he was full black, let's say, and maybe somebody would say, yeah, Ryan, you have white privilege and your friend doesn't, right? My question would be, what can I do right now, currently? Don't go back into the Jim Crow days and that kind of stuff. Right now in our country, what can I do that my black friend can't do? That's a really good question. Usually when I use the connotation of white privilege, or even just privilege, because you can be any color and have privilege. Well, sure. I agree with that. Some people are more privileged than others. Yeah. But when we say white privilege, that implies that you have that privilege, whatever it is, based on the fact that you're a certain ethnicity. I think it comes when I talk about it with my family and us and we look back, it's we don't have the same white privilege that maybe a white family has because of the generational white privilege and the generational wealth they have gotten. Because you go back to my parents, my family, that generational wealth isn't there because my brown side of the family wasn't really able to buy a home until a certain point in time.
Right.
Now the white privilege comes where, I have white privilege because of that generational wealth or that history there. It doesn't necessarily mean that you're allowed to do something and someone's not. It's not like a male can do something and a female can't.
Yeah.
It's more about the history that comes with it. Like, a lot of the time people are like, why don't you guys have a house? Or why haven't you bought a house? Doesn't your mom have a house? Doesn't your mom own a house? Doesn't your dad own a house? Can't you move in there? No, it doesn't work that way.
Yeah, but that's more like financial problems, right? And I think even in our area, like you can find plenty of white people that are in the same boat you are.
Yeah, and right? I think it comes down to the general wealth side of everything. It's a generational thing. You're going to see more privilege on a white side than you would see on any other generation, because that generation has been pretty strong and had the ability to do things a lot sooner than any other race.
Right.
Because of those Jim Crow days.
Sure.
Those days are still affecting us today because of the generations.
Do you think that's true in every area of the country, or do you think it's more based on where you're born? Like, in other words, like if you went to every state and you picked one city in that each of the 50 states, and you had a black family and a white family, and that baby was born white, baby was born black, you would say that those two babies do not have the same equality as far as how far they can go in life financially or whatever.
I think if you look at every single state, you're gonna see demographics that the white generation does have a step up because of the generations before them. You can't just go and look at a baby, and they do this. I mean, they do these intakes all the time, especially like when a baby's born. I know they ask you a ton of questions. You're filling out the birth certificates, and what's it called when they go around door to door? They send you something you fill out. You get like $1 or $2 or something.
Oh, like the census?
Yes, the census. Okay. So they ask those questions like, does your parents own a house? What's their education level like? You know, the census gives us that information.
Yes.
And when you look across the board, a lot of the times, if you'll see that generationally, whites do have privilege because of the generations before them.
Okay, well, hang on though. So you were writing your statistics, but then the conclusion you came to could be skewed, and here's what I mean. So if you look at demographics and you say, what percentage, let's say, obviously there's a higher white population than there is a black population just in the country, just by numbers. But if you did that by, what do they call it, per capita or whatever they call that, so actual percentage of each of those communities, who owns more homes? White people or black people? The answer is white people, right? Correct. And that's not just because there's more white people in the country. I'm talking about like per capita. Like it literally, there's a higher percentage of the white community that owns homes than there is a higher percentage. There's a lower percentage of the black community that owns homes, right? Now we could look at just that statistic and say, well, there you go, boom. The reason why there's more people that own homes in the white community is because they're white, and the reason there's less in the black community is because they're black. But there could be other possibilities there, right?
Yeah.
There's other issues.
But it goes also to that generation. Like, was financial gain and generational wealth passed on? Majority of the time, yes, because they had that initial start from their parents, grandparents, great-grandparents. I mean, how many people do you know who are like, oh, my so-and-so, this is my grandma's house. This is my dad had rentals, and they gave us this house. We are paying for it month by month directly to them. There's all these different scenarios.
Sure.
But because of the generational factors, and not just, with African American or, even with Native American, like you have these things, these setbacks in our timeline
Sure.
that gave those populations, they weren't able to overcome those things, or they're still trying to overcome.
Yeah, and I don't disagree that every baby that's born is not born with the same.
There's not equality across the board.
Correct, not at birth. But one of the things I do think is beautiful about America, some might agree with me, might disagree with me, but that idea of capitalism, that idea of that kind of governmental system, is that I think every baby born, even though for some it might be more difficult to achieve that, it's possible for everybody. I don't think there's anybody that's not possible for. I think if you work, some might have to work harder than others. Yeah. If and I'm born into a rich family, but I have a hard time calling it white privilege. Because like I said at the beginning of this, I said, some people are more privileged. If I'm Jeff Bezos' son, right? I'm going to be born into a family that's rich, billionaires, right? Yeah. I'm probably not going to have to work hard for much at all.
Hopefully,
and if I'm the guy that flips burgers at McDonald's, I'm born and he's my dad, then I'm going to have a little rougher go at it. But I can still become a Jeff Bezos if I put the work in, right? I can still become a billionaire if I want to.
You have opportunities.
Yeah.
It's not that someone doesn't have opportunities. It's just in this country, we have white privilege, and I call it white privilege. It could be privilege in general, but everybody has privilege. But based upon our history, it's white privilege because that race and ethnicity has always been able to have like a leg up in history.
In a general sense. But the reason why I have a hard time with the term white privilege is because it assumes that if a baby's born white, that's already inherent within them. And there could be
I'm half
white, right? But I mean, there could be a white kid born in, butt crack, Nebraska to crackhead parents that don't have jobs, and he's addicted to whatever by the time he's 12 or whatever.
He's probably born addicted.
Yeah, and you wouldn't say that he has white privilege because he doesn't, right? And there could be a black family down the street whose dad was a CEO of some company. My point is, it's not inherent. It's not like, you're born with white blood, then, you got white privilege.
No, but
I see what you're saying.
In general, I think the reason why it's called white privilege is because historically, it has been white privilege. Yeah. But yes, have things changed to where everybody has privilege and opportunities? Yes and no. Because like you said, you could be born somewhere and not have any privilege. Right. However, if you're going into a job interview and you have the same things, you still have, again, like it goes back to judging a book by its cover. Is that person more likely to be hired because they're white? We say no, we are equal opportunity
I think
employers.
It's the opposite now.
I think
with things like DEI, that's the opposite. Like they're hiring people that aren't white, even though the white person is more qualified because of the DEI thing. So that's like reversed.
Yeah, but a lot of that's going away now.
I know, which I think is great.
I think for me, like when I'm applying, I'm like, do I have a leg up because I'm female and Hispanic? I don't know.
You shouldn't, though. It should be based on merit alone. Who's most qualified for the job? I don't care if you're gay, straight, male, female. I don't care.
I think but the whole point of that system was to help the people who have.
Yes, because there used to be a disparity.
Yeah.
It used to be that you're right. People were being hired because they were white. That's why we had affirmative action. That's why we did those kind of things. But now we don't. It's not really needed.
I think it's still needed, especially now. Those protections need to be in place because I still have a wage gap. I'm a female, Hispanic, and I probably, if you look at my accreditation and my history, I'm probably still not going to be paid the same as a white male in that same position.
See, I have asked multiple women on the show to provide me with those statistics. To where a man...
There's statistics out there. Do I have them?
I need to... Well, you can send them to me later.
Yeah.
But I need to see... This is what I need to see. That a male is working the same exact position as this woman over here. And they've been there the same amount of time. They're in the same position. They work the same amount of hours a week. Yet he makes more per hour than she does.
Usually it's by like 35 cents an hour.
I need to see that.
Yeah.
I really need to see that.
We'll look at it. We'll look it up. Now I'm going to go chat GPT.
And I'm being serious. Like, I really do need to see that because that is a claim that's made by a lot of people.
Do we see it very much in our location? No. But
Anywhere.
if you go into major, like you go into LA, you know, all these things, it's better than it was because we had these equal opportunity, you know, laws put in place. We had DEI put in place.
Right.
But now that those are starting to go away, again, we're going to be taking steps back.
Yeah.
We're not going to be going back to equal because people are going to be like, well, I don't have to hire that person just because they're this, or this.
But do you think DEI made it equal, or do you think it flopped it so that now the side that was down here is now on top and the side that wasn't is here?
No,
that's
I don't
not
think
equal.
It flopped it because it would take a lot of time to be able to flip flop something like that.
But you see what I'm saying? Like,
I
with
can see
affirmative
where
action,
that person may have a leg up now,
right?
But I don't think it was a leg up. I think it was we're trying to balance. And that balance was starting to get there. We're starting to have more conversations about something like that. But I don't think it was a leg up over one or the other. I think we were starting to get to a balance of, hey, it's a conversation that needs to be happening. How are we hiring? How are we paying? So it brought the conversation to the table.
Right, but if a company's being told, like through DEI or whatever, that you need to hire a certain percentage of minorities or a certain percentage of women or whatever the case is, right?
Yeah, I did hire.
And then to me, that's so. In other words, if you have a panel, you have 6 people interview for this position, and let's say, for the sake of argument, they are all equally qualified. They all have the same credentials, they have the same job experience, everything's the same, right? And there's 4 white guys and 1 black guy and 1 woman or something, let's say. And now this is a bad example. Let me change it. Let's say that they're not all the same qualifications. One guy has a master's and one guy, let's say the black guy has a associate's degree and the white guy has a master's degree in this field that they're applying for. Now DEI says you need to hire the black guy simply because he's black, not because he's more qualified, because he's not, because he doesn't have the highest credential.
Yeah.
So to me, that is a flip-flop, because that's no different than in the 70s if a white boss said, you know what, I got all these guys across the board. This black guy's more qualified than the white guy, but
he's black.
I don't like the black guy. I don't want that in my business, so I'm going to hire the white guy. That's a racist move to make.
Because that's an action
to me,
based on thought.
it's the same racism to say I'm going to hire the black guy with a lower college degree than the white guy with a higher one simply because he's black.
For me, I mean, it's hard because in the scenario when I'm hiring, I don't really look at it that way. Like, if someone I think about, if they have a master's degree, great, but they've never been in their experience, it's like we were talking about earlier.
Right.
Like, their experience doesn't hold up.
Yeah.
So just because you have a master's degree and you're Native American, you're Hispanic, you're Chinese, you're whatever it may be, your ethnicity, I don't think that way. I don't hire that way. But there are people out there.
But that's DEI.
Yeah.
DEI says to hire that way. That's my point. I'm not saying you do.
No,
but if we're debating whether or not DEI is good or bad, that's what DEI says to do. It says to hire the minority even if they're not as qualified. And
I think, like, I don't know DEI as well as probably many people, but for me, hiring the minority, is that going to hinder my business? I don't know.
Well, that's kind of a different discussion. I don't think that's not really the point. The point is, my whole thing is, and I always use airlines as an example, I want the pilot who is the most qualified, who is going to fly me where I need to get safely and with less turbulence and to get me on the ground. Again, I don't care if it's a male or female. I don't care if they're black or white or Hispanic or Indian. I don't care. I don't care if they're gay or straight. Doesn't matter to me at all.
Yeah.
Don't care. I don't care what religion they are. None of it. I don't care.
As long as
all I care about is you are the best person for that job to get me safely to the destination I'm trying to get to. That's what I'm saying.
And
we should hire based on merit only.
I don't think that's what DEI stands for. I think DEI stands for, if you can hire a minority in that position and they are qualified, do so. But not as qualified as the other guy. I don't think that's what it stands for, though. I think the hiring person needs to make the decision based upon everything that's going for them.
Yeah.
If they have good experience, they are a minority, they have an associate's degree, but the DEI doesn't stand necessarily for that. I think it's just giving the minority the option to be able to be hired more so than they were before. Because I think a lot of the time it was happening where they weren't being hired because they were a minority.
Right.
So does it influence the decision 100%? No. But I do feel it does help the minority person in that situation because they're able to be hired on to a position that maybe they weren't even going to be looked at for beforehand.
Right, that's what I mean. But that's just like affirmative action in the 70s, that assumes that, right? It assumes that that's the case. And what I'm saying is I don't think that's the case anymore. I don't think there's a whole lot of people that aren't hiring people simply because they're a certain ethnicity, like it was in the 70s and the 60s.
I mean, I feel that it's just giving the people an opportunity. If you are in a minority position, you're given a second chance or a second look.
Right.
I don't know if they're necessarily being hired because they're a minority. I think they're able to come to the table when they weren't able to come to the table beforehand.
Right.
That's how I feel that's taken upon. I don't think, granted, we don't know how people are hiring.
Yeah, right.
Firing.
I mean, really, how do you know what's going on inside this
the
person's heart and head?
A person in minority like me, if I'm considered a minority just because I'm female and brown. So it's like, hey, I'm able to come in and apply for that job and to go through an interview process.
Yeah.
And, maybe have a conversation at that table to where I wasn't even looked at once beforehand.
Right.
So those are the laws that are put in place so we can give people like me and other people a chance.
Yeah. No, I get that. And I think that's what affirmative action was for in the 70s.
Is it gone extreme? I don't know.
Right.
The
answer is yes.
I think that's where, I don't know. I do like seeing that those conversations are happening.
Yeah. I always like conversations. So.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Let's jump into some music stuff.
Cool.
So I know you said pop is your favorite, other than country. I know country was your second favorite, but
yeah.
So what's the? I like to talk about the earliest you remember enjoying a song or enjoying a band or something, like the earliest memory you have.
I was
of that.
born coming out of the womb music.
Okay.
My grandpa was a musician.
Oh, really?
He played guitar, played anything that was musical. He could play. He just had an innate gift for music.
Nice.
He could play the 12-string guitar, electric guitar, acoustic guitar, everything. Tried to teach me guitar. I have tiny hands.
Yeah.
Couldn't get them to go around.
Yeah.
He played music every single day of his life up until he couldn't anymore. And he played with Richie Valens one time.
Played with him? Mm-hmm. Wow.
Way back in Texas, yeah.
That's awesome.
He played all kinds of music. It could be your Mexican cumbia music to your Freddie Fender.
Yeah.
It was just...
Did he play shows?
Yeah.
Did he play live? He did.
That's probably the reason why... So he got cancer. Gosh, he was diagnosed... I would say I was 7, maybe younger. And he never smoked a day in his life. But he got lung cancer because of secondhand.
Oh, from playing in bars and stuff?
Playing all the bars and traveling and all the smoke he was in. Because that's what you do.
Yeah, right.
Musicians smoked like crazy. And all your audience did too. And music was... Even now, to this day, my kids, it's so funny. They just have a gift for rhythm. It's just in them. And my niece not so much.
I remember Cassian at the Oban Festival.
Oh, yeah. He can just find a beat and go with it. Isley, same thing, too. She's got this stomping move where she just... It could be a commercial with music and she just starts stomping.
Nice.
It's just... Yeah. It's in you.
It's just there, yeah.
It's there.
Yeah.
And I feel like, for me... I was in choir, I was in traveling choir, I was in a cappella, I was in jazz, I was in everything. My mom, same thing. They had the Eaglettes, I think it was called the Eaglettes or something like that at AG High. She was a part of that. By the time
That was a singing group?
Yeah.
Did they sing Eagles songs?
No. It's because the mascot's Eagle.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
High, so.
I was like, were they like an Eagles cover band, but girls or something?
Wish.
Like, yeah.
And that's the thing, like, I don't know, music for me, I mean, I sing in the car, the shower, everywhere, but I used to perform.
Okay.
Like, Clark Center it's so funny. My nephew just had a talent show, and I couldn't go because I was sick. But I was like, you performed on a stage where I originated. You know?
Yeah?
Like,
yeah.
We did everything.
Was that during high school? Did you go to high school at AG?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, born and raised over there.
Okay.
But, like, even in elementary school, you know, we would put on talent shows, and I sang the national anthem.
Oh, wow.
At my high school for, I think homecoming one year.
Now, did you do the thing they all do in the home of the brave?
I think I just held it. I don't think I did the scale, but I just held it because I hate when it,
well, it's like they're always trying to outdo each other. It's like, you know, how did Whitney Houston do it? All right, let me do it better than her, you know?
I used to sing Whitney Houston, and my grandma would be like, okay, enough.
Yeah.
Changing it. Like, my grandma, she was so funny. She loved Whitney Houston. Oh, no, Tina Turner.
Oh, okay.
Tina Turner was, you know, an icon in our household, as in everybody else's. But Celine Dion, I think I have overplayed Celine Dion so many times where my grandma was just like, Enough.
Yeah.
Titanic. She's like hid the VHS somewhere, you know. So we didn't watch the whole thing and sing it and all that.
Did you ever see the SNL skit where was it Anna Gasteyer played Celine Dion? It was like Celine Dion, Mariah Carey. I think Sherry O'Terry was Mariah Carey.
Oh, probably.
And Celine Dion would always say, "And I'm the most wonderful singer in the world." You know, she would always say that. And then of course Mariah Carey would do the little head shake and the butt shake. And
I love too. Where is it? It was Justin Timberlake. I think he was in. It was something, and he was like Celine Dion. Like, says it.
Yeah.
I forgot what movie it is. Devil know.
Yeah.
He's way better than I do.
Yeah.
And I think for me, I wasn't very instrument. Like, I used to be able to play the piano. No anymore.
Yeah.
But I had the same choir teacher as my mom. Like, he was like 80 years old. Yeah, Mr. Allen. He was amazing.
That was at AG?
That was in elementary school.
Elementary school. Okay. Your mom went to the same elementary school you did? Wow.
It's just born and raised.
Yeah.
Like, my uncles, my mom. And there I was always like, oh, you're so-and-so's daughter.
Yeah.
Or you're related to so-and-so. My home. No.
They know because of your... Well, how would they... I don't think you really look like your mom. Do people think you look like your mom?
No, I don't look like my mom.
Yeah.
But I look like my grandma.
Oh, okay.
And they would just see the name. They would, because I have my name, or I did, not anymore, but I had it hyphened. So it was like...
Oh, you did? Okay.
In school I did. I'm like, crap, what was I thinking? Why did I agree to this?
Yeah.
But yeah, I was always like, me.
Yeah.
But it's so funny because Cassian looks like my uncle.
Oh, really?
That lives in Tennessee. Like, he's got the shape of the head.
Yeah.
Just like this big old papa head.
Right.
And I'm all, oh my God. You look like my uncle.
I think it's funny because both your kids, I think, look like an even mix because I don't think either one of them look exactly like either one of you.
It's
so
like half and half. Like, their eyes are usually Dell, and then the bottom half is usually me.
Right.
But Isley looks a lot more like me when I was her age.
Oh, really?
Like the lighter hair, the white. I was very white growing up.
Yeah. Privilege.
It means I could tan without burning.
Yeah.
That was something.
Yeah. I had that too. I think it's the Italian.
Yeah.
I would get burned, but then the next day it'd be tan.
Oh yeah, my white cousins are like, we hate you guys. Because, like, again, like, half of my dad's side of the family, we're all, like, all of our parents are either, like, one of our parents is brown.
Right.
So we tan fabulously. And then my one cousin her mom and her dad were, are white.
Yeah.
She burned.
Oh,
she just would burn. And, and we lived, at the time, most of my dad's side of the family lived in Hanford.
Okay.
And so pool times all summer long. We were outside all summer.
Yeah.
And she would just be a tomato.
Wow.
And she would look at us like, I hate you.
Yeah.
And all of us are like golden and not like peeling or anything. And
right.
She's like,
that's funny.
So it's so funny because I think Isley's going to be like that. She's our little Weta, we call her, because she's so pale.
Yeah.
And I was like that.
Okay.
Cassian's our little brownie. I mean, his butt is brown.
Oh, yeah?
And it's never seen
no
the sun.
sun needed.
No sun.
He's not going to, like, Pirates Cove and stuff and getting all tanned up.
He probably would. That boy runs around. I'm like, where are your children?
Hey, I'm like, you weren't born with clothes on, so I don't know, it's hindering.
Both my kids are just all, like, taking clothes off. And I'm like, all right, you see one butt, you see them all. But his is just very brown.
Yeah. So when you would sing, would you sing certain, like, your own song? Would you write songs? Or would you sing?
In high school, I went through music theory.
Okay.
So, I could probably write. Now that I have more experience, I probably have more things to write about more.
Yeah. So do it up. You might have the next Grammy award-winning album,
You never know.
Yeah. So what kind of, like, would you sing, like, covers?
Yeah.
Okay.
Usually,
like, what would you sing? Like, who would you like to sing the most?
Well, we didn't really have a choice in choir.
Oh, they told you what to sing.
Chose all the songs. Like, and the majority of the time, it was 80s.
Okay.
Some older, I had like some, like I think we one time did a Mariah Carey song. Oh yeah. Do you remember that animation, Prince of Egypt?
Yeah.
So the Mariah Carey song that we got to do that song one time.
Oh, nice.
Always Christmas songs. We always did a Christmas show. We did a lot of 60s sometimes.
Oh,
that
really?
Was fun.
Like what kind of 60s? Like Motown stuff?
Yeah, we would do Motown. We would do blues, jazz. Because we would a lot of times sing along with the band sometimes. So jazz was always fun. I mean, we just did everything. Whatever the director wanted to do at the time. Whatever we were good at, too. Yeah. So, like, the first end of the year was usually kind of, not so good. Because we were trying to figure out where everyone was. Yeah. And then, it got better. But...
What was your favorite stuff to sing? Like even now. Let's say now. You're in the shower. You said you sing in the shower. What do you like to sing in there?
Still do, like, what's pop.
Okay.
Okay. What's popular. I love Whitney Houston and Celine Dion.
Okay.
Celine Dion... I probably know every single one of her songs.
Yeah.
Like, that's just...
Well, that's two of the greatest singers of all time. So
yeah, I mean...
kind of hard to mimic something like that.
Yeah. I think those two are the best.
Yeah.
I think... I'm not a big Taylor Swift.
Oh, no?
Like, I like listening and singing along, but sometimes it's kind of like me.
Yeah. I don't think she has the best voice of all time, but I do like her songs.
Yeah, she's got good written. Like, if you're to read her music, it comes off better, I feel, than if you're, like, listening to it. It's very poppy.
Yeah. Now it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Her country stuff was good. I don't think, though, she didn't really come alive in that genre.
Right.
I think she came alive.
You think her pop stuff's better? Okay. What about, like, later, like the folklore and Evermore, like kind of the guitar driven stuff? I love that.
What was a good one too? Is like Evanescence. You remember them?
Oh, the band?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that was something. Oh gosh.
Yeah.
What happened to them? I missed those things on MTV. It was like, where are they now?
I know what happened. I can tell you what happened. They came out and they were billed as a Christian band.
Yeah, I remember that.
And then they decided that they didn't want to be billed that way. So then they had an interview where they were denouncing all of that, and they usually a bunch of profanity, and they were saying, "Oh, we're not a Christian band," which is probably true. I think it's that label, because that label was known for doing that, for marketing these bands as Christian bands, even though they weren't Christian bands. And then, so the whole Christian market's like, oh, Evanescence, oh, this is awesome. Chevelle is another band like that.
Yeah.
A couple other ones. And then that happened, and they're like, oh, what? And then you lose all the Christian market. And then, but I mean, they still did okay in the mainstream. But yeah, I think their first album was obviously way bigger than anything else they ever did. But
I mean, that one song, it's just...
Yeah, what was it called? The Bring Me Back to Life one, right? Yeah. I don't think that was the name of the song.
I think we did that in choir.
Oh, really? Did you have a guy doing the guy part?
I don't remember. I think it was the whole, like, you have all the altos and baritones and stuff. So, yeah.
The choir, was it co-ed? Oh, okay.
It was hard to get males, for sure.
Yeah.
But we had a few. I remember my freshman year, we had a good amount of people. We had, like, a guy who was on the football team and in choir, which, it's rare.
It's like Troy Bolton.
Yeah.
Except that was basketball. But, yeah. Did you? You guys didn't go there at the same time, though, did you?
No, I just go with his brother, Dylan.
Oh, okay.
But my grandma was there. They called my grandma, and I used to get mad. My grandma took care of them funny.
When
they were babies up until until they left.
You ever call them up, like when you're in some financial hardship, like, hey, Zach, dude, can you kick it down a little bit?
I'm not like that, I wish, right? We still keep in contact via Instagram, you know. When my grandma passed away, that was a big thing. Starla was really upset. They were very close. And then when my mom got sick, because my mom was also their teacher for a short time during, it's not boys and girls, it was like after school program at Harlow. So my mom would take care of Dylan and Zach. And then my grandma would take care of them, and then you know, they lived on the Mesa and stuff, and I'd go over there because that was the thing. It was like, oh well, I was always allowed to go with my grandma wherever she went,
right?
And I'd get picked on as the girl.
Oh really?
They had race car beds, and always hid my Barney underneath it. I couldn't reach. I have short arms. I'm a T-Rex.
Small hands and short arms.
Yeah.
Boy, you are cursed.
I am. But I mean, that was the thing, is like, when everything happened with Zach, it was funny. My grandma, I think she was like shocked, because we knew like he had like, you know, ambitions to do things, but I don't think we ever thought it was going to be musical.
Right.
It was not like, he was always a character growing up. It was we were always playing like pretend, right? But that's what you do at that age.
Sure.
We're 4 years apart, something like that.
Yeah.
And Dylan was really into soccer, so I always thought like he was going to be like the sports guy, like on a scholarship, do that whole thing. And then when it was like High School Musical, I was like, this is different.
Well, from what I understand, he didn't like the music part of it. That's why he never really, I mean, other than Greatest Showman, but that was like, he doesn't really like to sing, right? He's more of an actor.
He's good at acting. I think like a lot of the times too, like if any of us got in trouble and he like blamed us, it was like, really good show. I was like, wait a minute, I'm being played, you know, like they're really cool. I think it's weird seeing them as famous or celebrities. I'm like, I just remember boys running around with chonies. So like, not what everyone else sees. My grandma was really upset. I remember when he had his first shirtless scene. It was in it was one of his bigger movies after High School Musical. I don't remember, but I know she went with Starla to go see it at like a showing, or I don't know if she went to her house or what. It was so long ago. And she was so upset.
Really?
Didn't have a shirt on for a scene. It was kissing a girl, and I was just like, my grandma, like, he's an adult now. Like, she was very upset. She was like, no.
Did she walk out of the theater?
No.
She wasn't that upset.
It wasn't like at a theater. I think she was just at Starla's house getting to see it before it came out.
Okay.
And I remember she was very upset. I was just like, what did you think was going to happen?
That's like, funny. I really liked the one he did where he was like the grave guy. He worked at the graveyard.
That's the one. That movie.
What's it called?
I don't remember.
It's his name. Charlie St. Cloud.
Yeah.
That's a cool movie.
That's the movie that he like didn't have a shirt on in one of the scenes. And she was very upset. And I remember she like told me and my mom afterwards that she was like, I don't know why he agreed to this. Like, I was like, it's not that bad. Like, I saw it like in theaters afterwards, and I was like, I don't know why you're upset. Like,
it could be worse, right?
It could be worse. It did get worse as time has gone on.
It's not like he was in 50 Shades of Grey or something.
No, oh my God, if my grandma's had that. No, but those were her other babies. Like, I used to get upset because, you know, they'd call her grandma. And I was like, no, she's my grandma. How dare you? It's kind of funny now seeing everything. How they... Yeah, they're so famous now. Yeah. Even Dylan, he's gone on a different path than I thought he would have. But... And then their dad, David, he was always really nice. He got remarried and has 2 kids now.
Oh, really? From another marriage? Oh, wow.
They're little. They're like Cassian and...
Really?
Very young.
And he's got to be what, in the 60s?
No, he's younger than my mom. So, in late 50s. Okay. He just had a birthday recently, I think.
That's old to have a kid.
Hey, Del. Yeah. That's why he's like...
Well, that's true. Del's almost there, too, if you guys have more.
I know.
Wow.
Hey... Del's grandpa had his aunt when he was in his 70s. Oh, Mom.
That's gnarly.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
This is a lot of work for the wife.
Yes, I bet.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know. I'm always like,
All right, let's do, if you can, top 5 all-time favorite musical artists, bands, singers, whatever.
Ooh. I remember I was thinking about this because this was in the email.
That's why I put it there.
I do love Celine Dion.
Okay.
I love Journey. Give me some good Journey.
Oh, nice. Okay.
It's like a good, like, when you're down, you need a little boost.
Yeah. What do you think about the new singer when Steve Perry? Not Steve Perry. Yeah, Steve Perry.
The Filipino guy?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
He sounds a lot like him.
He sounds just like him. I'm
yeah.
like, Filipinos love their karaoke.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
I don't have a problem. I think
Okay.
it's kind of like Oingo Boingo. Like, I love me some Oingo Boingo, too.
Yeah.
I mean, my niece just heard one of their songs, and she was like, have you ever heard this song before?
Which one was it?
I don't remember now. It wasn't Dead Man's Party. I wanted it to be.
No Weird Science?
No, it wasn't that one either. It was like a different one. I'll have to remember and text you. Because she's like, have you heard this band? I'm like, are you living under a rock?
But that's what's funny. That stuff's coming back now.
Yes.
You
and
know?
she's like, I love this song. Can you play it at my graduation party? And I was like, yeah. I can play a lot of their songs.
Right.
I'm like, I gotta play this Boingo Boingo. I'm
Yeah.
like, we went to go, see a cover band at Shumash about them. They're called Dead Man's Party.
They were an Oingo Boingo cover band?
Yes.
Really?
Dude looked just like, what's his name?
Danny Elfman?
Yeah.
Crazy.
I mean, I was all, his head shape is even his.
Yeah,
head shape.
maybe it was really him.
I wish. I wish. Del saw Oingo Boingo live when House of Blues was still at downtown Disney.
Oh, really?
Oh, yes.
That's
it was
awesome.
before us. Or no, I think we were just starting to date.
Yeah.
And he went down.
But you weren't close enough yet that he would bring you with him to that.
I don't think I would have gone.
That wasn't a first date kind of place.
No, our first date was Wally.
Wally?
We get to go see Wally.
Oh, the movie Wally?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
That was
Started
our
off on a
first
Disney
date.
kick, huh? Okay. All right.
Yeah, we went to go see it at not Sunset.
Highway Drive-In?
Highway Drive-In.
Okay.
Missed that place.
Rest in peace.
Right? They still haven't even done anything with it.
Yeah. Well, they tore down the whole the screen, so now it's not a homeless encampment anymore. That's good.
Yeah, but I was like, oh, what are they gonna do here? I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah. Hopefully, I put in something cool. All right, so we got Celine Dion, Journey. What else
Little
you got?
Boingo's good.
Oh, okay, you're putting that on your top 5 too.
Yeah, I would say,
Okay.
because it has like meaning. I think I usually go for things that are meaningful.
Like lyrically meaningful.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or just good. I mean, I like me some Madonna, like some old Madonna,
Oh, I
like
love
the 90s.
Madonna. Yes, you hit on one of my favorites right there.
Shania Twain's good. Sheryl Crow, Jewel.
Did you guys see Jewel? We saw her play at
Yeah,
Cal
we
Poly.
saw her.
Were you there too?
Not Cal Poly. We saw
Oh,
her
okay.
at the fair when she came.
Oh, okay. We saw her last year at Cal Poly.
No, we saw her. Last thing we not live, but on TV was Masked Singer. She was on.
Oh, was she? I've still
Yeah.
never seen that. Dell's told me about that show so
my
much,
gosh, we've
and
been
other people
watching
have
it since
too.
it started. We didn't see the last season. But Cassian loves that show.
Yeah. I think I saw some clip where Sarah Palin was rapping "Baby Got Back."
Yes!
Was it "Baby Got Back" or was
Yes!
it something else? Okay.
I think it was that one.
Yeah.
See, and I love that too. I love Notorious B.I.G. and Tupac and.
Which one's better? See, that's the question. You have to pick one or the other. Are you West Coast or East Coast?
It's hard because I am a West Coast. I do, for me, I love Tupac's lyrics.
Yeah.
That boy, he was just beyond his years.
Yeah.
So beyond his years.
Poetic.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I mean, poetic justice. He was like,
Oh yeah, you're the other person that saw that movie. Okay,
yes, I
saw
love
that in the theater.
movie. Janet Jackson.
Yeah.
I mean, her too. She's good. I mean, and it's funny because a lot of people do say "Oh, how do you know all this stuff?" When they look at my age, and I'm like,
Yeah.
my mom.
Yeah.
You know?
You just tell him because I was raised right.
Yeah, exactly. And that's the thing, Cassian, he's the same way. He
Yeah.
loves to listen to. I used to call Madonna Badonna because I couldn't say my
Madonna.
M's.
There you go.
And I used to say oldie but goodies because that's what I thought were oldie good goodies. And now I look back and I'm like, oh no. Because I love, everyone always thinks that we named Isley from the Isley Brothers.
Oh, it's spelled different though, right?
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Isley is ISL. You guys are EI, right?
Yeah, we're like most
like Star Wars. Yeah,
like Star Wars. And I'm like, no, but it helps the grandmas understand where we named her.
Yeah. Just say you did. Just
yeah. I mean, my mom gets it. Mom's like, I think it's just a range. Like I even like, what my grandpa would play is like blues and jazz and like Frank Sinatra. I went through a period of Frank Sinatra.
Yeah, that's good stuff.
And I was like, "Ooh, this is good." Again, lyrics.
Yeah.
Really good lyrics. I think it's hard to just name like top 5.
Yeah, I know.
I think also too, I do like me some Shakira too.
Okay.
And she's coming around.
Yeah.
And I do kind of going back to the lyrical thing is like Kendrick Lamar. And like SZA and all the new stuff too. You can't really like, it's just good.
Yeah. See, I'm not real current on a lot of, new, and I say newer, I mean anything from like 2005 on.
Yeah.
That's especially with like hip hop kind of stuff, but early stuff, I love all that. But my first intro to Kendrick Lamar was the Super Bowl halftime show, and I thought he was terrible.
Oh, really?
Absolutely terrible. I'm sitting there listening, all right, Dre's got it, Eminem's nailing it, Snoop's nailing it, Mary J. Blige is singing her heart, she's doing great, all this stuff. And I'm like, who the heck is this guy? He's terrible, right? And I say that to people who I've met who that's like their favorite rapper of all time. And they're like, oh, that wasn't his best performance. Here, listen to this. And they try to turn me on to him. And there's a couple songs they showed me. And I'm like, okay, that's a good one. I get it,
For me, I think for him, he was using that platform to say something.
Okay.
So that's why it wasn't like a performance.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, no. Because he performed last year, too.
Yeah.
I'm talking about when he was on the stage with Dre and Snoop and Eminem.
Oh, yeah.
I know last year he did something where he dissed Drake or something, right? Yeah.
Yeah, because they're in a feud.
I didn't even watch that one.
Oh,
but yeah.
I mean, for me, I don't like any halftime shows, honestly.
Yeah, they usually suck.
They're not good.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't really... I mean, Jennifer Lopez, though, let me tell you.
Yeah.
That girl... And Pink, like, Alicia's great. She is phenomenal. If you're looking at any performers over the last 20 years, you have a handful of people who are what I would say athletically perform their athletic performance, because she's flying in the air, she's singing, this
is Pink you're talking about?
Yeah.
Okay.
So Alicia, sorry.
Yeah.
So like, you can have someone who can sing, but then you have someone who can perform and sing. Like, it's just a whole nother level. And I get it. Like, if you're most performers need to lip sync. Like Lady Gaga, oh my gosh, that we play a lot of Lady Gaga in our house because Cassian loves Bad Romance. Like, he watches that on repeat, that video. And it was in the movie Sing. There's like a little clip of the song. Yeah. And he like dances to it and he goes, Mom, play Lady Gaga. Like, all the time. So Lady Gaga is probably like in the top 5 for me as well.
Okay.
Because again, performer. I mean, she's, a cappella and orchestrally trained.
Yeah, she's very talented.
She can put on a performance. Like, if you're going to go and see her, it's not a concert.
Yeah.
It's a whole entertainment experience. And I think the last 10 years, it's really shifted to be more of a experience rather than you're just going to go and see someone play music in a concert.
Right.
And that's the same thing with Pink and, Jennifer Lopez is kind of starting to get there, Shakira, all those things. I think there's these performers who really take it to a next level.
Yeah, for sure.
This is why their tickets are so expensive.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's a whole thing.
Well, even that Taylor Swift, that Eras tour, that was like...
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, Bethany and my oldest daughter and Bethany's mom went to see that. Yeah. So, but they said it was amazing.
Yeah, that's what everyone said. I think we had the opportunity to go to a BET Awards in 2018.
Really?
Yeah, we went.
How'd you get into that? Because when I was
working for TV.
Oh, okay.
They had tickets become available because a lot of people in San Luis were like, BET Awards? Like,
What's that?
What's that?
Yeah.
Like, oh, we're going to go and bet on something?
Yeah.
Like, no.
They only know the WET Awards, the White Entertainment, because we have that, right? We should have it with our privilege. Right? Why don't we have that one?
Because you guys don't have great performers.
Dang it.
I think, like, for that one, they gave an award to Snoop Dogg. And then, oh my gosh, Dell's going to kill me. I can't remember her name.
Singer or rapper?
She was a singer, and she was older, and she got a really... I know her. We saw her at the casino, too. I'll remember her name and text it to you. Okay. But she got an amazing award, and I was just like... Her speech, she was just, like, talking about, like, she never thought she was going to be a singer. She never thought she was pretty. You know, like, all these things. Yeah. Growing up in the 50s and 60s and performing, and then she became where she was, and I was
she was that much older? Mm-hmm. Yeah. What, something like Aretha Franklin or somebody like that?
Same era, but I'm gonna forget her name.
Patti LaBelle?
No.
Gladys Knight?
Yes.
Oh, really?
I think it was Gladys Knight. I think it was that. Because we saw her at the casino. Did Gladys Knight come to Shumash?
I'm not sure.
I think so. It was her, because we saw...
We'll go with that.
We saw Stevie Wonder at the casino.
Oh, nice.
We were literally, like, from here to there.
That's so cool.
Like, 15 feet away from him.
So you could see him pretty good.
Oh, yeah.
He couldn't see you.
Yeah, he couldn't see us. But he felt us. He felt us. Because he could hear us, too. He could hear us.
That was a terrible joke. Sorry, Stevie, if you hear this. I'm sure Stevie listens to all these.
Of course.
He's a big fan of my show, so...
He's your bestie.
Yeah, he is.
I mean, he's, what, in his 70s?
It's gotta be, yeah. Yeah.
I mean, that dude can perform.
Oh, he's awesome. Yeah.
He's amazing.
He's awesome.
To see him live, like, for me, when I am, maybe because I could be considered a performer, I look at how the movement of people.
Sure.
And so...
Well, that's why you're up there.
Yeah.
Otherwise, like you said, you'd just be playing a CD at home and listening to music. No, there's a performance going on,
and the way that he can perform and still rocking it in the audience is just...
Oh, yeah.
And his music is...
that guy's wrote some of the best songs of all time, yeah.
Oh, and his birthday song. Yeah. I mean, the best birthday song out there.
Yeah.
I'm like, this is way better than 50 Cent.
Is that your bucket list? You want him to sing it to you on your birthday someday?
Oh, yeah. That'd be cool.
It's on there. Mm-hmm. When he hears this, he'll call you up.
I'll be like, next year.
Yeah, that's right. Do it up.
Before I don't have any more birthdays.
These days, you could probably have somebody, you could probably pay people to do that.
Yeah. An impersonator?
Uh-huh.
Oh, yeah. There was my mom's, where she works, the pastor, Michael, his daughter dressed up as, what's her name from Encanto?
Oh, Mirabelle?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And she looks just like her. She puts the wig on and she looks just like her.
That's awesome.
I was like, you could get paid to do this.
Yeah.
And she was like, I should.
You should just go to Disneyland.
Totally do.
When that movie first came out, we were at Disneyland and at California Adventure, and they had a girl playing her that I swear, man, I was like, oh my gosh, yeah. It literally looked like they took the cartoon animation and just boom, made it a real person.
They do such a good job.
Yeah.
There's been a few where I was like, but the Luke. Some people were complaining about him walking around.
Skywalker?
Yeah. Okay. Have you seen him walk around Galaxy's Edge?
No. I've seen Rey. I've seen Darth Maul. It just
started in March.
Okay.
And I'm like, this isn't right on the timeline, but maybe it is.
Is it the old Luke or the young Luke?
Young Luke.
It's like original trilogy Luke.
It's like the Mandalorian one. We know how he comes out in Mandalorian and like rescues Grogu.
Oh, yeah. Yes.
It's that Luke.
Okay.
So he's in black. Mm-hmm. And so this would be on the timeline before New Hope, like way before New Hope. Or no, after New Hope. I don't know. I don't
either.
I'm not good with the timeline.
Again, Dell's going to be like, dude, you're messing up the Star Wars timeline.
No, I'm the one who does the timeline, and I have to tell him because he hasn't seen Rebels.
The show?
Yeah.
What?
The animated.
I thought he's a Star Wars fan.
I know. He didn't like Ezra.
Okay. So I haven't seen Rebels either. My kids have seen it. Oh. But I'm not, I mean, I like Star Wars, but I'm not like Dell's level of liking Star Wars, so.
Yeah, I've overlapped him, and he says I'm just trying to, like, I'm like, I don't know. I just something about it. But, like, even the music there, John Williams. Like,
yeah, that guy was amazing.
He just does everything. He just did.
Or is amazing. He's not dead,
He's not dead.
Okay. I just made him dead. I just said he was amazing. He's still amazing.
Still amazing.
Yeah. Hopefully he doesn't die tomorrow. So I don't feel bad.
He did Jurassic Park, too.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, we just went
Jurassic
to
Park,
that.
Indiana Jones, E.T., all those.
So he's just best friends with Spielberg.
Yeah. Jaws, I think he did, too. Yeah. A lot of the Spielberg movies, yeah.
And that's the thing, is like I used to like to go see the Nutcracker in at Cal Poly Performing Arts Studio.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And that was the thing, like John Williams, man, like those brains.
Yeah.
I don't even know like how to describe something like that, because it's just, it's intense.
Well, there's so many talented people in the world. like lots and lots and lots. There's talented singers and songwriters, and they're all great. But then every once in a while, there's those ones that are just amazing.
Legendary.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like I think of like guys like that, like John Williams, or I look at there's a few people I consider that. I had a list of them, but like people that are just like above, do something so unique and different. Jim Henson.
Oh yeah.
Right? Like I mean, he's creating things that no one's ever created.
Dell says I'm weird because I'm not big on puppets.
Okay.
Like the Muppets, I'm not like, oh, I love them.
What about like Dark Crystal?
I know.
Wow.
I can watch it.
Yeah.
Is it going to be on repeat? No.
No. Labyrinth. That's got David Bowie. I mean,
I like that. Oh, see, David Bowie. Yeah. Who did we see? We saw someone at the fair. It wasn't David Bowie. It was other guy.
Another guy like David Bowie? I like this guessing game where you just kind of give me some descriptions. I try to figure out who you're talking about.
He's in his 80s. It was in 2019.
Is he in a band or is he just a...
No, solo. I just like totally
Sting?
like... No.
Rod Stewart?
No.
Brian Adams?
No, he's white.
So's Brian Adams?
No, but he's like not blonde. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna have to go back. I'm horrible at names. Like this is a thing. Like I'm surprised I even remember John Williams' name.
Yeah. You're on it today.
Horrible at names.
It's a good day for you.
It is. I had pancakes. That's why.
There you go.
That's what Cassian wants. He's like pancakes.
Nice.
But I mean, we've seen so many people, until we had kids.
Yeah. And they ruined everything.
They do.
Man.
They don't tell you this before you have kids.
They don't. No.
They're just like, they're great. You're going to love them.
Yeah.
And then you find out they're gremlins. You can't get them wet. You can't feed them after midnight.
No.
They don't like bright lights. Like I say all of this with very facts.
Yeah.
Like my kids are just like, meh. But they're
awesome.
great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. We'll finish it off with some spiritual stuff.
Okay.
You ready?
Just go for it.
You need a break or you good?
No, I'm good.
All right. Let's hit it. You need water or anything? You brought water.
Yeah. I still nurse Cass or Isley. So.
Oh, really? Okay.
I think she's going to be done soon. At least I hope so.
I never understood why women wouldn't do that if they could do that. Like why women would pay for like formula and stuff. It's like, it's right there.
There's a lot of mental side to it.
Okay.
Because like I know people I've talked to because I had the same question. It's a lot. Like I wanted Cassian to take formula sometimes because I was just like, I mean, granted I had him during COVID.
Yeah.
So I suffered from, not suffered, but I went through postpartum with him.
Yeah.
And it wasn't as, like I thought it was, like when you read about it, you're told about it. But also he was our first. And then with Isley, like, no issues. Like that girl was on the boob within 5 seconds.
Oh, really?
Like literally she went,
Isn't that funny how kids are so different? Yeah, it's really interesting.
they are polar opposites. Like brown, white.
Yeah.
Like total, like he's our sensitive guy. He's like me. And Isley is spicy. She'll just look at you for 2 seconds and then slap you across the face.
Really? Mm-hmm. That's not very nice.
I know.
Wow.
And I'm like, why
does she ever do that to Cassian?
Oh, yeah.
Does he pop her back?
No.
No?
He just goes, ow!
What's the matter, you?
Yeah. And he's like, Mom, she hit me. And I'm like, well, tell her no. Like, use your words, you know.
Like, get your face out of the way of your sister's hand. What's the matter with you?
I'm like, they're total opposites.
That's
it's
funny.
just hilarious. But yeah.
All right, so we grew up Jehovah Witness.
Yeah.
Was there a certain point that so let me back up. So which family member?
Both
Both your parents were Jehovah Witness. Okay, now are either one of them still Jehovah Witness?
Technically, they're not what they call disfellowshipped anymore.
Okay.
They were reinstated.
They were disfellowshipped at some point.
They were disfellowshipped when they got divorced.
Oh, that's a big no-no.
Yeah.
In the J-Dub community.
Correct.
Yeah.
Which is where I had my falling out.
Okay.
Because I was young. I was 5 when my parents were separated, and I think by the time they finally got divorced, I was like 7 or 8. And it's funny. I'm glad my parents got together because of me.
Right.
However, I look at them and I'm like, how?
Yeah.
why?
They're so different, or what?
So different. Yeah. So different.
Your dad's like a cowboy hillbilly guy, right? I think he was at Cassian's birthday party.
Yeah, like he is now.
Okay.
But he wasn't always. Like, neither was my uncle, his brother. They were like surfer guys. And my dad's always been a gardener, like an agriculture person, always a fixer, a hand laborer, like always working with his hands.
Right.
You know, building, carpentry, landscaping, you know, plumbing, anything to work with your hands.
Right.
Mechanic stuff. And like, when he like wears cowboy boots.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
yeah.
Says the person who like was like, you have to wear Vans and Nikes because they're the best for you.
That's funny.
Okay, like,
yeah. So they got reinstated though. Like they wanted to go back.
Yeah.
So what do you have to do to do that? You have to like get remarried to somebody else.
No, I don't even think it's that. I think it's you just prove that living, like being divorced, was the right thing. I don't know. I was young. It's very.
Well, how long were they excommunicated before they were reinstated? I guess what I'm wondering. Was it like years and years, or was it?
No, I think it was like. Well, I don't know. I think it was like a few years.
Okay.
I don't practice. I was never baptized.
Okay.
My dad got reinstated. I don't know how that happened. Not that he's a bad person,
right.
But like, I didn't think he was like a practicing. But I think for my dad, it was something that he needed to do for himself.
Yeah. And
he still like practices, but doesn't like go.
Doesn't go like every week.
Yeah.
What about your mom?
No.
Not at all? But she was reinstated though? So she still believes it, she just doesn't practice it.
Yeah, and she doesn't really like live by it. Like, she's like, I'm just a good person. I try to do good things.
Do you ever question, like, even from the outside, do you ever question if somebody actually believes something? Because, like, if I say I believe something, yet I don't live as if I believe that thing, it kind of calls into question whether or not I believe it.
Which is why I question religion completely.
Yeah,
I'm not like a religious person because I feel there's no one right religion. I believe there's right things in all religions. Like if you look at Judaism and you look at even, you know, Christianity and Catholicism, there's just all these religions and beliefs and Buddhism, all this stuff.
Yeah.
I feel that every single religion has a thing I agree with.
Yeah.
But then there's a lot that I don't. So like,
how do you determine that? Like, how do you determine what you agree with and what you don't agree with?
I think it's just how you live your life.
Okay.
I think a lot of the time, maybe I have an authoritative complex, but like, I don't love when someone tells me I can't do something.
Right.
I'm like, but why?
What if it's God telling you can't do something?
And that's where I'm like, but why?
Yeah.
And who said? And how did they find out?
Well,
and
those are all great
them?
questions.
You know?
Yeah, those are great questions.
And growing up, it was like, well, you don't ask why.
Yeah, see, I hate that.
And I do too. I'm like, but why can't I ask why?
Right.
And that's where I had a lot of issues growing up.
Okay.
I had a lot of like people, or like, not people, but like my grandma would get so mad. Like, you don't ask why. that was the thing.
That why?
And I'm like,
I don't understand
but why?
that. Right. Exactly. Yeah.
And I was like, but how do people know that what's written is the Bible is what God said?
Correct.
And then I'm like, well, how do you know what's written in that Bible is wrong? And then it's like...
Yeah, because you even take just Christianity and you look at all the different translations of the same Bible.
New Testament, Old Testament,
right.
English, not English, you know.
Well, even within English, there's 48 million different translations of the English Bible.
And that's where I go, so why?
Right.
And how is one person right over another person? How is one person wrong over another person?
Right.
And just because you're raised as something does not mean it's correct.
Right.
And that's where, like, Dell's funny. He's always like, you're horrible. And I'm like, because I say, if I go into church, I'm going to burn.
Yeah. Right. Why do you think that? Or are you kidding? Are you kidding when you say that? Okay.
I'm being like, every time like we have like a function or
like a wedding
I'm like, oof. I go, I'm gonna burn. I'm gonna burn. And Dill's like, what are you talking about? Like, you don't say that. I'm like, well, you never know.
Are you saying like just because you don't really believe in any specific?
It's more of just like, it's just a joke because I'm not a godly person or I'm not a religious person or a practicing religious person. I just go, I'm spiritual. Right. I believe in things. I don't even know if I believe that we came from what we say we came from. Like, we could have came from monkeys. We could have came from, I do believe sometimes that I see how primates act and work. And I'm like, it is very similar. Like, how could you discredit that?
But there's two options there, right? Either we evolved from monkeys or we had the same creator.
Yeah, and that's where I go, I don't know what's right and what's wrong. Because we are also very close to pigs. And pigs are very smart.
Yeah.
And so there's all these things that are just very
similar.
They're
also delicious.
Yes. And I'm trying to be a vegetarian because...
Are you really?
I'm trying. I try.
Okay.
I've been trying. I was a vegetarian for 12 years.
Okay.
But that...
I got you beat. I was for 16 years.
Oh, see?
Bethany still is.
Oh, yeah.
She's got us both beat.
Yeah. And that's where, like, I'm trying.
Full-on vegetarian you were? Or, like, still ate fish and stuff?
No, full-on vegetarian.
No animals at all?
No animals at all. I mean, I wasn't vegan.
Right, you still ate dairy.
I hate my cheese.
Yeah. Need
and
that.
I did have eggs.
Okay.
But, I mean, being vegan is... Whoo, you can't do that very well in Santa Maria. Like... No.
I see, and that's why I always said, even though I got to a point, because when I was a vegetarian, it was for moral reasons. I didn't think it was right to kill animals for food. But I also, because of some vegan friends I had that were kind of activists, they had me convinced that being vegan or eating dairy wasn't good either. They're like, yeah, that's like raping. You're raping. They call it rape. Yeah. Dairy is rape. Meat is murder, and dairy is rape. You know, it's like, what?
That's why I'm dairy free when it comes to, like, I'll eat cheese occasionally.
Special occasions.
Yeah, and like sour cream, like occasionally. But for the most part, I'm dairy free.
Okay.
Just because I can't handle like those babies being torn away from their mom. Like, I was an FFA. Like, I am not naive to the things that happen. Right. I was my eyes were wide open when it came to the process of everything.
Yeah.
And I was bullied by another student who my pig I had for show didn't make weight by 3 pounds. And so they killed it on site. Yeah. And then they do the draining. And he took pictures of it and printed it out and put it across all my class.
They took your pig and killed it. The pig you were raising. Because he didn't make weight. Why?
Yeah.
So they just sell it to the butcher? Like they sell it to the meat place?
Yeah. So they could recoup their money. Because it didn't make weight, so it wasn't going to
See,
fair.
that's why I could never do FFA. And I had friends that did it. One of my girlfriends one time, she raised a pig, the whole deal. I couldn't do it because at that point, I mean, I can eat meat, but that's not my pet.
Yeah.
Like, if I raise a pig for however many months, that's your friend.
And we were in the process of a family member taking the pig and just putting it on their farm.
Oh, let him live out his days.
Yeah. Yeah. Her name was Lollipop.
The pig was named Lollipop?
Yeah.
Or your friend?
No.
Oh, okay.
He was not my friend. And so it was horrible. Like, I didn't even know until I walked into the classroom and saw the pictures. And
this is high school then? FFA's high school, right?
Yeah, high school. Yeah, freshman year.
Terrible.
My mom was pissed off.
I bet.
I went to the principals, the whole thing. But, like, again, like, people are just uneducated.
Yeah.
That's what it really comes down to. I always feel like if I see fault, I look at uneducated. And that's the thing, like, with religion, I feel we're not always fully educated on the decisions we make within based upon religious views. Right. And that's a big problem. Yeah. And that's where I'm always like, I'm not religious. And my mom's always like, both my parents do not harp on me about religion. Not anymore. We've had, like, they know where I stand. Yeah. And then...
Well, I don't, so let's talk about it. So you describe yourself as spiritual, like, explain that to me.
I feel like there are things out there, like maybe there's fate and, you know, things happen for a reason. Yeah.
Like on Hercules?
Kind of. I feel like maybe is a God. Does he talk to us? I don't really think so.
Yeah.
Praying, I think that's more for our own benefit. I feel that people do hear things. I don't know. Like, there's like, I haven't really had like a miraculous thing ever happen to me. So maybe there's still time for like something like that to happen.
Sure.
What
would be miraculous to you? What would have to happen for you to be like, oh my gosh, that was a miracle?
Probably
like
a
literal miracle.
Like a life-saving event, or like someone had cancer and no longer has cancer.
Okay.
Maybe something like that.
It'd have to be somebody you knew personally.
Yeah.
Because you can find people like that online all over the place.
But it's like, has it affected me? No.
Right.
I don't necessarily think putting your hand on a Bible means anything if you're saying something.
Why would it?
I don't know. Like when we swear in people, like I'm like, that's
it's supposed to mean. I mean, it only counts if the person doing it cares about the Bible, right?
Yeah.
If it's just a book, it's no different than putting your hand on Romeo and Juliet or something. You know, it's like,
and that's the thing. I'm like, we put a lot of importance on religious material and facts, and we base a lot of decisions upon it. And that's where I go, I don't really believe in that.
Right.
Because I don't know if that's necessarily, it's each person's different. So if they don't believe in it and the other person does, it's not the same. So
that's why the only question that really matters there in all of that stuff you just said is it true or is it not true?
Yeah.
Because if it's true, it doesn't matter if I believe it or if you believe it or if Bob believes it. If it's true, it's true.
Yeah.
Right? So that's really the question that we need to be asking. And that's the question I've asked myself and still ask in a lot of ways, is trying to get to whatever that is. But do you believe that truth exists, even if we might not know necessarily what that truth is?
I think it could be out there.
Okay.
I don't really know if there's a way to prove it. Like, you go into space, I don't see no God, you know?
You got to keep going.
Yeah. And it's like, you're never going to get there as a human.
Right.
It would take years. It takes, 15 years to get to Pluto?
I don't even know.
Oh.
I wouldn't try that one.
I'm like, you know, I don't know. It's just kind of one of those things where I go, I think it's more of a comfort to human beings to say there's a God. Right. Or that you come from something, or this is why, or have a belief system.
Sure. And
that's where I go, I have a belief system, but it's necessarily not based upon religion.
Right.
Because I don't think there's one religion over the other.
Well, see, I don't like religion either. I know a lot of people, I say that and they're like, "What, Ryan, aren't you a Christian?" Yeah. But I don't think Jesus liked religion either. I mean, you read the New Testament, he's constantly... It's about people over religion. Well, I mean, he's arguing with the religious Jews of the day that were saying certain things. He's like, no, that's wrong. No, that's wrong. No, that's wrong. You know? Yeah. So I don't think Jesus was a particular religious person, even though people use him for religion. They call Christianity a religion, which it is, I mean, technically. But I've always been very skeptical of man and man's thoughts and ideas, and I wasn't even a believer. I wasn't even a Christian until I was 24. Yeah. My whole life I argued with Christians on how stupid and narrow-minded they were. I really did. It sounds funny, right? Oh, man, I was terrible. I was terrible. And people would invite me to Bible studies. And I would go and I would spend the whole time just saying, you're stupid, you're an idiot. You know, how can you believe this narrow-minded crap and blah, 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 and all this stuff. And that's why when I became a Christian, it was shocking, not just for me, but for other people. I mean, how do you become what you hate? Yeah. That's weird, right? But I know that sent me on a kind of because I've always been a kind of a skeptical mind about everything. I'm like you. Yeah. I'm the why kid. My parents always said, why would you just, why? Stop it. Yeah. It's like, no, everything, whether it was God, whether it was science, whatever. Didn't matter what it was. Yeah. I always want to know why. And I still do, right? That's why I do this. Yeah. I want to know why you believe this and why I believe it. You know, it's fun for me. But so that led me down this whole trek of, it kind of started with dinosaurs, actually. I had, when I was first became a Christian, I had some guy come in and say, well, what do you Christians do about dinosaurs then? And I didn't know how to answer that.
That's true.
But it made me start digging in, right? I was like, okay, good question. Let me look into that, and that kind of led me down this whole road of trying to disprove Christianity, trying to disprove the Bible, trying to disprove all that. I was looking into other religions. I got all these books up here about all kind of different stuff.
That's so cool.
I would read books by atheists, by Dawkins, and by Christopher Hitchens, and I really do want the truth. Like, I don't want to be the kind of person who says, I like Christianity, I want it to be true, and I'm just going to go with it. Don't come at me with any criticisms or any rebuttals or any evidence to the contrary, because I'm sticking with it. I never want to be that guy, no matter what I believe. So I'm always open. But all of my research has led me to that conclusion. Yeah. And people, and I used to use the same example and say, oh, man wrote the Bible and all this stuff. And I think, there's no way.
Yeah.
I mean, men were used to write the Bible. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying it just appeared one day and there it is. But I mean, when you look at the Bible as a whole, and I don't think man could do that on his own. I just don't.
I think for me, it's not that man wrote it, but I'm like, where did it come from? Mm-hmm. And that's the thing. Like, I'm not as like digging in or research heavy as you are.
Right.
I probably would have been like in high school or something.
Yeah. There's still time.
There's still time. I'll wait till the kids are 18.
You're still young. What are you, 22 you said? 23?
No, I'm 33. I wish.
Dell's like 45 years older than you.
And he'd be like, don't say that. He's like, you have to take that out.
That was for you, Dell. Because I know you're listening to this right now.
All right. My mom. All the messages. I can't go anywhere for very long, and they're like, what is happening?
This is probably a long getaway for you. You haven't been.
I mean, I used to. Well, I was going to work usually, so like either Grandma, Dell's mom, or Dell would watch the baby. So.
Oh, okay.
But like, work is work.
Right.
No, I think for me, like, I've never really dug deep enough or had the interest to delve deep. I think just with my life experiences, it was always like shoved down my throat, or I've always encountered people who were very religious, and I was always critiqued and criticized, and so that just was a huge turnoff for me.
Right.
And I'm like, and then also too, like with like Catholicism, with a lot of my family is. And I just look at the history there, and I'm like, oh yeah, no, it's not a path for me.
Right. Which is sad. Okay, let me hang on a second. I'm not Catholic. I do not believe in Catholicism. But if you're talking about things like the priest molesting little boys, that kind of thing. But see, that's not Catholicism.
No.
So that's not a critique of Catholicism. That's a critique of stupid, idiotic men who are using it for the wrong reasons, right? So even then, you can't say that.
And that's more of like, that's like criticizing the system.
Right.
I do think, well, with Catholicism too, like I know like there's like the Trinity and all this stuff, and that just says I can't wrap my head around it.
Nobody can.
No.
Just so you know.
And that's the thing too, is I also don't have the will to go and sit down and learn all this stuff, and I'm like, maybe someday, probably not.
Right. Well, I guess it really comes down to how important is it if, hypothetically, there is a God and he wants to have a relationship with you, and he created you, and he wants to know you in that way, and he wants you to know him, how important is it to find out if that's true or not? You see what I'm saying? Like,
for me, it's not very important. Right. Because...
Which is why you haven't gone down that road.
Yeah. Right. For me, it's like, okay. Yeah. Like... If I guess this is why I don't have a lot of friends. If you really want to be my friend, like, you gotta come on my level, kind of a thing. Like, maybe it's selfish, but I've always been the person to jump through the hoops for others.
Oh, okay.
And I'm kind of at a point in my life now where I'm like, if you want to be my friend or you want to hang out, like, you gotta text me, or you gotta call me, or come down to my level and meet me where I'm at, because I've always gone to other people's level, and that was kind of like growing up, like, as a Jehovah's Witness, you were always jumping through hoops or trying to prove yourself, or be in the little cliques that were in the congregation so you could be like the popular person, or, you know, be invited to all the things. And so I was always going through these hoops, and then since when I turned 30, so when it came downhill, you know, it was just
that's
like...
one foot in the grave right there.
Right? And I was just like... I don't want to do that anymore. Yeah. And I feel like with religion, you're always, again, I'm judging the people more so than the religion.
Right.
but they're the representation of their religion.
And I agree with that. I do agree with that. And they need to realize that, right?
Yeah.
And that's why I think they're wrong, especially if we're talking about like the Catholic priests that are molesting little boys. Big time wrong.
Yeah.
Whether you're Catholic or not, that's wrong.
Yeah.
Right?
Exactly. You stand for something. And that's the thing too. Like I never understood like the nuns and the priests and the pastors and the I still can't get it straight. My mom she's like, that's a pastor, not a priest. And I'm like, okay, I'm so sorry. What's your first name? Okay, Michael, we're going, or you're David, or you're John. I'm going to call you by your name.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
I think that's where it's for me. It came down to, okay, like, if you're good with life, you don't need something more. Maybe when I'm dying or I get really old, which seems to happen a lot.
It does.
With people.
Well, because it makes people think about it more, right? Because when we're younger, even though technically we could die any day.
Yeah. I
could die tomorrow on my way to work. Who knows?
Anytime you get into that car.
Exactly.
He's afraid of flying. I'm like, you get in the car, you have more chance of dying.
But see, I get that. Even though I don't have a fear of flying, I have other fears. And statistics don't matter to people with phobias. It doesn't matter. Like,
but like, I will not baptize my children. That's not a decision for me to make. For me,
I agree with you.
I feel that's a decision for them.
Yes.
And people are like, well, it's just protection for them. I'm like, from what?
Yeah.
The demons that are going to invade their soul?
Right.
And I'm like, well,
that might be what they think.
Have you met them?
Yeah, right. Yeah. Right.
They are little gremlins after a certain time when they haven't eaten.
Right.
You know, I'm like,
maybe that's why, because you haven't had them baptized.
Right? I'm
it's
like,
your fault.
I've saged them.
Yeah.
You know, I believe in those things.
Right.
Like, hey, I'm gonna sage my kids because I feel it is a purification of something.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Really? So you do stuff like that?
I think I don't do it, but I won't say no to it.
So what would you think though that you're protecting your kids from by doing that? Or do you not? Do you just think it's just
I do believe that there are certain elements in the world. Okay. Maybe this is my Cuban side coming out. Okay. But also I do believe that there are certain elements in the world that have deeper meanings. But I don't feel like a man blessing water makes it holy.
Right.
So
I agree with you.
I feel like these are natural.
Catholic, so.
These are natural elements in the world that come from the world and the earth that have been here long before us.
So you believe in that's what you mean by spiritual. Like you believe in a spiritual realm in a sense. Like you believe.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think there's another not like Marvel where there's freaking how many universes.
And,
I'm like
the multiverse.
Yeah, I still can't wrap my brain. I really try.
Well, that's more of like a quantum physics.
Yeah,
kind of thing.
I'm like I cannot. Yeah, I tried.
Right. But you believe in like demonic forces? Do you believe in?
I believe there are forces out there that are bad because I have seen it with my grandpa being Cuban and his mom, my grandma Matilda. She was known to be like a bruja, like a witch, and she would do white and black. So she would do some black magic stuff, and things were kind of weird sometimes. And she. You know, I didn't see it firsthand, but my mom did. And my grandpa was he was known as the witch doctor in our neighborhood. Like, if anyone had an ailment, they'd come over and it's like, put onions in your socks for 24 hours and, you know, like, it'll seep the things out.
He does that too?
Yeah, he would do all that.
I always have onions in my socks.
That's why Bethany married you. She loved those onions.
That's right, man.
Like, you know, doing like, he would call it like a campechano or something. I forgot the word for it, but like where he would use lard or butter on the back of your legs and he would just like massage it really deep. Like it's like a lymphatic massage is what we would consider it now.
Yeah.
And you would get those lymph nodes going. So if I had a stomach ache, he would do that and it would draw, it would draw that stuff out and then you would go and soak your feet in water and like all the bad would come out.
Interesting.
So there's these things I feel like we have used in nature that have worked. And so that's where I believe in those things.
But you think that's a spiritual thing or do you think that's like a physical thing? Because you're having a physical stomach ache and then you're having something physical done to your physical legs.
Yeah, I think it's more a physical thing, but like the sage part I feel is still, it's a purification tool.
Like a spiritual purification? Would you call it that?
I think you could. Okay. I mean, what's interesting is how sage doesn't affect people who have asthma. I think that's interesting, like a scientific fact that herb, that plant.
Like to breathe it, you mean?
It doesn't affect him. Like, Cassian's been around sage and he has asthma and it won't affect him. But then you go and look at like tobacco or cigars or anything, or like fireworks or, any kind of smog or fire burning. Yeah. It affects him. So I think there's just these things that are in our world that are natural. That I believe in. Peppermint. It works.
Yeah, I do too, especially in my hot chocolate.
Oh, tastes great.
Yeah.
Cinnamon is better.
Mexican hot chocolate. Okay.
But like biased. Peppermint, I am. But we actually killed. We trapped a rat because we didn't know it was in there, but we were freaking out because it was like going off in their trash can when we were in Guadalupe. We put some peppermint. I thought it was just gonna like deter it from coming back. It killed it.
Peppermint kills rats?
It killed it.
Did it eat it?
No.
What'd you put? Like drops of peppermint?
Drops of doTERRA of peppermint.
Okay.
And it was like in the trash can, and we thought it would just like get out, and never come back. No, it killed that thing.
Are you sure he didn't like eat something bad in there?
No, like it was,
Maybe he ate poison.
There was nothing in the trash.
Just the peppermint.
Just the rat.
See, now
because the bag was out.
Now I want to check that. I want to try. Not I want to try that, but I want to.
It's a deterrent. That. Yeah, that's why if you ever get like, sometimes if you get like black trash bags, you could buy the ones that are peppermint smelling because it's a rodent deterrent.
Yeah. Interesting.
I didn't know that until we killed it.
That's terrible.
Like, oh man, that was like, oh crap.
He's like, oh no.
He was like, we just wanted to deter it, like from not coming back.
Right. Oh man.
It was so strong. I think I put too many drops.
Yeah. So when we talk about just the idea of like, I'm trying to see where you're at with this, like as far as like intelligent design. Have you heard this term before?
No. Like our brains?
No. Oh. So it's the belief that it doesn't call it anything. It doesn't call it God. It doesn't call it anything.
Like an atom?
Well, just the idea that something with intelligence that's greater than us
like
exists.
Aliens.
Could be aliens?
I believe in aliens.
Okay.
There's got to be something more out there.
Okay, why?
There's so much space.
Contact.
Right?
Have you seen the movie Contact?
Yes.
That's what
Jodie Foster.
That's the dad says to her. If there's nothing else out there, it's an awful waste of space.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I think I don't know if it's like what we would see, like another human being.
But do you think whatever's out there made us?
Oh. No. Okay. Because I don't know if they made us.
Yeah. Well, how did life come about then in your view?
Oh, I don't even know. I don't even have an opinion. Okay. I just think my brain, maybe when I was more in science, I would remember what I was taught.
Well, this is where like the intelligent design theory comes in, and I like it because it's not religious. It doesn't. It's not a specific God or anything. It's kind of a base point that a lot of non-religious people and religious people can agree on. And the basic idea is you can't really think of anything in existence right now. I mean, like material things, like everything here. You look at this laptop, you look at this piece of paper, these microphones. If I was to tell you that nothing made that microphone, it just appeared there one day.
Like a sib?
Yeah. Oh. You'd think that was pretty ridiculous, right? You can look at that and know that somebody with some form of intelligence made this microphone, not only made it, but knew how to make it. Because there's intelligence in that. I couldn't make a microphone. You could give me all the parts to make that microphone, and I still couldn't do it because I don't know how to make a microphone.
I could probably figure it out.
Yeah, but you need all the parts. Yeah. You'd need somebody who knew how to do it to give you all the right things.
Side.
Correct.
Yeah.
So that's why, like, the kind of the naturalism idea of how we came about, like the Earth just appeared. Or it just like exploded, and then all these things smashed together in a.
Oh, like what's the
Big Bang? Yeah. Which I believe in the Big Bang, but I think God Big Banged it. Oh. That's my difference.
Like the snap, like Thanos.
Yes. Oh. Exactly.
I don't know about that. That's like.
But the only reason why is because it has to be something. To me, it has to be something intelligent because it doesn't make any
Thanos
sense.
Thanos was not intelligent.
Well, I don't think it was Thanos, but I think it was. I think it was God. But intelligent design doesn't need it to be God. It can be anything intelligent. It could be an energy force. It
but why would you?
Aliens.
My question again. Questions.
Yeah.
Why would you create something and then walk away?
I don't think he did.
Oh, but then
in my view, he didn't walk away.
See, that's my thing is like, but then where is he? Or is he a he? Maybe he's a girl.
Well,
or maybe he's both.
He's non-gendered, in my view, which is the biblical view. It doesn't.
It's an it.
Well, no.
It's a
not
they?
It's not a thing.
Oh.
It's a person. It's a being.
Oh.
So to say it is generic.
Yeah.
Right. Which is another reason why I don't understand some of the trend. Anyway, but
the they, them.
Right. All that.
I have a hard time. I always say with people, I always go, please excuse me if I'm incorrect because I'm still learning. Right. Because when I say they or them, I'm usually thinking of plural and not
people.
individual.
Right.
And so, but I understand.
You know why you're thinking that? Because that's what makes sense.
Oh.
That's why.
And that's the thing for me is a lot of the time, again, I give people grace and I'm like, if that's how you identify, then just educate me upon it.
Right.
If you don't tell me and I make a mistake and you're mad at me, that's not on me.
See, I don't even go there. That's why I don't even go there.
Yeah.
I don't even use any of them. If I see somebody that is even questionable of whether they're trans or not, I don't even do the pronoun thing. I just, what's your name? I'll call you by your name, or I'll say.
Oh yeah.
I mean, if I can avoid saying he or she,
that's how
I do.
That's how I do as well. Unless I am educated or asked to use certain pronouns. Right. Which I don't have a problem as long as I'm told. And I'm like, and if I make a mistake, give me grace.
Right. Yeah. But
back to
that, yeah, because again, we could
that's
open
a
that
whole
door.
Other thing.
That'll be a whole nother podcast episode.
And I'd be in trouble.
But like, what makes you think, in your view, that God, if there is a God, that he walked away from his creation?
I don't really see like godly things. What I've been told would be godly things happening.
Right.
I mean,
you mean because the world's a corrupt place and bad things happen? You mean? Or,
yeah, I feel like, well, not like bad things happen. I do believe that everything happens for a reason, but we have like, if you made a creation, like I had my babies, I wouldn't just birth them and walk away. Granted, some people do because that's what they need to do for themselves.
Right.
But I personally couldn't do that.
Well, I couldn't either, and I don't think God did. That's my point. Yeah. I'm asking why you think he did. And your reason is because what you see in the world, it seems as if he's gone.
Yeah, okay. I don't feel like I don't talk to him. Or like if it was a parent, maybe like we're thinking
maybe he'll answer you.
Probably not. I have talked to him in the past. On really.
Well, hopefully you won't hear voices. If you hear voices, that's bad.
Yeah, I mean,
voices,
if you're on shrooms, maybe it's good. But they're working.
Yeah,
I wouldn't know.
Right. But like, if you take the biblical view of things, right? Like the earth was created perfect, right? But then the fall happened, right? Adam and Eve, that whole story, right? That's why the world is in the state it's in.
And I don't know if I believe that because I'm like, how could there be someone, a fallen angel, Satan, who corrupted Eve? You know, that whole thing. How could that be the beginning of bad, right? How could something like that be so bad?
Right.
I don't necessarily believe like one act did that. I think something else had to have happened.
Do you believe that the earth was perfect at first and something did?
I don't even know that.
Okay.
Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's hard because for me, I'm like, what is perfect? What was perfect?
See, and that's exactly, and that's my whole point. Like earlier we were kind of talking about, we kind of started going there, but we didn't, and I'm glad because we can save it for now. But like when we talk about morality, and most people say, well, is this bad or good? There's certain things that for the most part we'll all agree on.
Yeah.
Is murder bad or good? Bad. Is rape bad or good? Bad. But you know what? There's a rapist out there who doesn't think it's bad. He thinks it's great. Makes him feel fantastic. It's wonderful for him. But just because he thinks that doesn't make it morally good.
Yeah.
Right? So I think whether we want to admit it or not, we know that there is a moral code that is beyond us.
Yeah.
Right? It's not determined by what we think or what we believe. Right?
Yeah.
Because I can believe murder is okay.
Yeah.
That doesn't make it okay.
There's serial killers out there.
Correct. But we know it's bad. So then my question is, why do we know that? Why would we think that's bad? Says who? If there's no God, then says who? If you say, well, says people and the culture we live in, okay, but then there's certain cultures in the world in certain time periods.
Well, yeah, there's sacrifices.
Correct. And to them, that's the right thing to do.
Yeah.
But we look at it and go, What? I mean, you just said a minute ago you wouldn't even walk away from your babies, let alone throw them into a volcano god or something, right? So,
and that's the thing. It's like, I don't know. For me, that's where it's like, if that was happening and that's happened in the past and these things were happening, why would you just continue to let it happen? You know, like, I just don't. I feel if there was someone who was a god who was present, maybe he's on another planet overwatching them in a different realm. I don't know.
Well, let me tell you what I think you're saying, and you're probably going to disagree with this, but because I used to feel the same way. It sounds to me like what you're saying is there probably is not a god because he's not doing things the way I would do things if I were God.
Yes and no. Because I feel like I'm not perfect and my opinions aren't perfect.
Right.
It was just everything that's happened in life has made me who I am.
Yeah.
But there are like things in the world I feel God would have prevented if that thing was around. Because I probably disagree with a lot of the things, but if God was around, potentially he would have stopped these.
So you're talking about like mass shootings, the priests molesting little boys, that kind of thing.
Yeah, but I don't think... I know because I believe that things happen for a reason. Maybe like in religion, how it's supposed to be like a learning lesson. Like we're supposed to learn from those things. Okay, maybe. But I don't know. Like I just don't... I don't know. I've seen in my life people who like feel God and talk to God. And I'm just like, what's that feel like?
Yeah.
You know? And I don't believe it. I just don't have like this innate connection.
Right.
And for me, religion was always not being connected to God. It was being connected to other people within your community. It was a community thing.
Yeah.
And you had a need or a want to have community.
That would be more like the human side of it.
Yeah.
The physical side of it, right?
And I'm like, okay, that I see.
Right.
I get that.
Right. But like, there's a physical side to life. I think you would agree with me on this. Like ourselves, like who we are, we have a physical side and a spiritual side. Like we're dual beings in a sense, right? Like you believe in a soul. Like you think, but there's something.
Yes and no. I don't
like
think
we're not just our body.
I don't know if I believe in a soul either.
Okay.
Like I don't know if there's like something in us, like scientifically, there's nothing there in our body that's like, yep, that circle right there on the X-ray, that's your soul.
Well, I don't think you'll see it on X-ray.
No, like I'm just like. Yeah. You know, like I don't think there's something you can pinpoint and be like, that's your soul.
But you agree that there's things about us that aren't necessarily tangible and physical, right? If you feel, happiness, like, you feel joy, you feel courageous, right? Those are love, right? These are things you can't see on an X-ray, right? So
like the emotions of things.
Yes.
You know, Inside Out does a great job at
the second one, big time. For those of us that struggle with anxiety, oh my gosh, they nailed it.
Cassian goes, Daddy, that's you. And you got the little character.
Oh, yeah?
And he has the hat that has anxiety on it.
Right.
I'm like,
that's so awesome.
It's hilarious. But I feel like, for me, I guess maybe I'm very scientific. But not like Scientology, which I just don't even know that.
And that's totally different than scientific, because I'm also scientific, but I do not believe in Scientology.
I don't even know what that religion's about. It's
about a science fiction writer who decided to start a religion. So it'd be like if Stephen King decided one day he was going to invent a religion and then got all these famous people to follow it. L. Ron Hubbard was the guy who started Scientology.
Pet Cemetery.
Yes. Yeah.
So, I mean, like that's what I don't know. Like I just... Maybe if there was a combination of all religions, like maybe, but I just feel like there's not one set thing or like a thing I could see. Maybe I need to see it to believe it, but I also don't necessarily think that's true either. I haven't seen an alien, but
you believe it's out there.
There's something.
Yeah.
There's something out there. Like there's been signs. Literally, like the movie.
I want to go back to what you said a minute ago about like kind of lessons learned when bad things happen and that kind of thing. And that's kind of where I was going with the idea that there's the physical realm and there's the spiritual realm. And if it's true, if God's real, if the Bible's true, Christianity, all this stuff, then our physical life is like a blip. Like it's compared to eternity, like if there's an eternal life that happens with your soul or whatever, however you want to word it. So when we look at the things happening on the physical earth and we're like, oh, these tragedies, these school shootings or these things that we think, I'm like, oh my gosh, that's terrible. And we say, well, why didn't God stop that? Right? He could have, right? I mean, assuming we believe he's all powerful.
Yeah.
Because that's the whole thing. Either he's all powerful, and if he is all powerful, then they say, well, he's not loving. Because if he was loving, he would have stopped that if he could have, right? But this is all based on kind of our own understanding of what we think should be right and good. Like, we don't have the big picture. And if God's real and he's all knowing, he has the full gamut of things, right?
Yeah. We're just a part of the plan.
Right. And I have used the example before, again, if Christianity's true, meaning Jesus is the only way of salvation, and you need him for eternal life and all that. And if one of my children, the only way they were ever going to come to that point of receiving Jesus as their savior, the whole thing, Christianity thing, was if they were to go sign up for the military and go into the war zone and get their arms and legs blown off, right? Like, if I had all knowledge and I knew that was the only way my son was going to get to experience that eternal life after this blip of maybe 70, 80 years of physical life, then out of love, I would wish that for him. Right? But to the outside eye, people that don't have all knowledge, they might look at that and go, oh my gosh, there must be no God.
Yeah.
Because how in the world could God let that happen to that great kid? You know?
Yeah, that's how Jehovah's Witness is.
Yeah.
That's how you're raised.
Right.
And like it's the number, it was like one something.
144,000.
Yeah, 144,000. And I go, oh, if you have this knowledge and you're gonna go to paradise, right? Like we all want to.
Sure. Sounds pretty great to me.
Why is it just 144,000?
It's not.
And that's why I
don't believe Jehovah's Witness.
Like, I was just like, I always was raised like, why?
You know what cracks me up about that? Listen to why that cracks me up. Because that's in Revelation, first of all. And it's spelled out. It says 144,000, 12,000 from each of the 12 tribes of Israel.
Yeah.
That's what it says. So I don't know where the Jehovah's Witnesses get. These are Jehovah's Witnesses. Yeah. It's like, wait, what?
That's like Judaism.
Like, if you become a Jehovah's Witness, now you're a Jew? Like, how does that work?
And that's like my question of why.
Right.
Like, I don't, if you have all this knowledge and like you know what's going to be the end game.
Yeah.
Marvel.
Yeah. That was a good one.
Then
back to Thanos.
You know, yeah, like Thanos was right. He had to get rid of people for the people to survive.
Yeah.
But like, Dell and I argue about this. Is like, maybe Thanos was right, you know, because
he might have been right.
Of these people, he might have been right,
but he had wrong motives.
Exactly.
Right.
And so, I don't know if God or whoever, the creator, whatever you want to say, has this grand plan and there's an end game of all that. I am just like, that's way too far for my brain to even conceive. Because, not saying I'm stupid, because I feel like I'm very smart.
Yeah.
But, you know, if there's this grand scheme and plan and that's what helps people live their lives, great. That's just not how.
Yeah.
I just literally have to just go from one diaper to the next.
Yeah.
And go, all right, let's get on the toilet. Let's, let's eat. And so I think growing up as well, as a Jehovah's Witness, I've just realized all we can do is live day by day, be good people, don't do harm to others, don't kill no one, don't hurt nobody, you know, all that. And as long as you're doing that, whatever religion you take on, it's great. If you don't have a religion...
If it's false, it's not great.
Hey, to each their own.
See, that goes back to the question of, is it true or is it not true?
And that's the thing.
That is the thing.
We don't have an answer.
Yeah.
So I feel if...
Oh, I have an answer.
Oh, of course you do. And that's the thing. Like, if people have an answer...
Right.
Great for them.
Yeah.
But I feel because religion was always like thrown down my throat. Like, this is the way you have to live.
Yeah.
If that didn't happen, I probably would be a more religious person. But since
I would never wish that on you.
a religious person.
I would not want you to, if you came to me, I know you said you're not really that interested, but let's say you came to me next week. You say, hey, I thought about this stuff.
Yeah.
I'm really interested. Here's what I would tell you. I would say throw out all religion. Don't even seek religion at all.
Yeah.
I would tell you to just seek the truth with everything you have.
Yeah.
And just and do it. Like literally pretend there's a God and tell him, hey, if you're real, show me.
Yeah.
Make yourself real to me.
And that's the thing is like I've had moments where I'm like, I'm gonna pray.
Yeah.
See what happens.
Usually like in some bad situation, right?
No, like even good.
Oh, okay.
Like,
really?
Because I feel, why not?
Yeah.
I'm kind of like one of those who are like, hey, let's see what this does.
Yeah.
Let's have a conversation.
So what is that like? Like in a good situation? Are you just saying, hey, God, how's it going? Or are you praying for something specific or?
Hey, let's have a good day today.
Okay.
Like, I do believe like what you put out is what you'll receive.
Yeah. Like karma.
Yeah, I really believe in karma, maybe because I've seen it happen. You know, like you do a bad thing, guess what? Right. It ain't gonna be tomorrow, ain't gonna be in a month from now, but it's gonna happen.
Yeah. Right.
I do believe like, you know, what you put out is what you receive. That's why I'm always trying to be a more positive person. Don't get me wrong, I have days where I'm like, F everybody.
Yeah. Sure.
I have days where I'm just like, this is a bad day and this sucks. But for the most part, I try to be a positive person. Dell's totally gonna be like, she's lying. You know,
He's like, I'm calling it malarkey.
Malarkey, yeah. But I think if you just live life, whether you're religious, whether you're spiritual, whether you're not, it's just one of those things like you have to do what's best for you, but also remember to give grace and learn from others.
Yeah.
Don't murder anybody. That's the key thing.
That's the number one.
The number one thing of this podcast.
Yeah. Don't murder
anybody.
Okay. Maybe we'll make that the title of your episode.
Don't murder
anybody.
Yeah. Even if you really want to. Because we all have wanted to.
Yes. Maybe in the heat of anger, maybe, yeah.
And that's the thing, like, most people do want to hurt somebody at some point in their life.
That's human nature. We get angry, yeah.
Exactly. Do we blow up like a volcano? No.
Right.
But again, it's like if we can have these intelligent things that happen and we make intelligent decisions, then it sets us aside from other creations.
Yeah. Cool.
We're not monkeys. Well, I don't know. Monkeys.
Back to the monkeys again.
You know, gorillas are very intelligent.
I love gorillas. Have you ever seen the movie Instinct?
Yeah.
With Anthony Hopkins?
Oh, yes.
Really? Most people haven't seen it. It's one of my favorite movies of all time.
I love him.
And Cuba Gooding Jr. is in there. Yeah.
Yeah, it was his good days. Now.
So good.
What happened, dude?
You don't like Cuba Gooding Jr.?
He's like falling off the wagon.
Yeah.
Like he went down the P. Diddy thing. I'm like, what happened?
Yeah.
Too much 90s craziness.
Something. Yeah.
Too much cocaine, probably.
Yeah.
It does stuff to you. But I mean, like, we sat. Have you gone to LA Zoo?
I've been there. Yeah, it's been a while, but I've been there.
So we went not a couple months ago, or in April or May, and the lowland gorillas there. Oh
yes,
my gosh.
they have a great
exhibit.
Yes, it's awesome.
I just sat there because I had a nurse Isley, and she was just like not having it, and it was cold, and we were just sitting there. I'm like, all right, I'm just gonna you go to sleep.
That's my favorite exhibit in any zoo I go to, and LA was the best because that's where I really started to notice that they were like a family.
Yeah,
like the two teenage boys were up on the hill wrestling around, and then here comes the silverback, and he comes out like this, and they go. And they stop and they both look at him like, uh-oh, Dad caught us, you know? And they were like, uh-oh.
Dell got a video. They were around the corner because I was sitting on the bench. And Cassie and the gorilla comes and hits the window like, boom, boom, boom.
Yeah.
It was really fast and I missed it. And Cassie was like right there.
Nice. Like, did he think it was cool or did he get scared?
Oh, no. He's an animal guy. I mean, ocean things more.
Yeah.
Squid.
Oh, that's what Dell said. He's big into marine stuff.
He can tell you everything that lives in the ocean.
That's awesome.
He believes in aliens too.
Nice.
But they come from the ocean.
Aliens might live in the ocean. I've seen The Abyss.
Yeah. Oh, that movie.
That's a good one.
That's a good one.
That's a great one.
I watched that not that long ago. Well, I used to watch it on TNT all the time.
Yeah.
And I told Cassie, and I go, well, there's The Abyss. And he's like, yes, Mom, the deep ocean. And I'm like, oh my gosh. We go to the Avila Aquarium where we had his birthday party.
Yeah.
And he totally schooled the person there.
Nice.
Like, all this information, and she's always like, every time we go in, she's like, he's the smart one.
Yeah.
Like, he knows it all.
That's awesome.
She's like, I won't even, like, tell him anything because he'll be telling everybody else.
Yeah, maybe he'll go on Jeopardy someday.
Maybe. I don't know. I always, like, try not to set these expectations because, you know, he used to run into walls sometimes. Yeah. You know?
Well, we all make mistakes.
You know, kids just... He still isn't potty trained, and I'm like, dude, I don't know what it is with boys.
Yeah.
He went poop this morning in the toilet, though. Yeah. So I was
because we're savages. We were born naked. We like to run out in the woods and pee in the woods.
Yeah.
You know, that's what we do.
I'm like, can we just not wear a pull-up anymore? Yeah. I tried chonies all yesterday, and we had 3 accidents.
Yeah.
So it's just
does he mind when he... No, okay, that's the problem then.
Nope.
Usually when you go that route, the purpose is that they'll be like, I don't like this feeling.
I'll try to leave him in it. So this way he doesn't like it. No, boy will have a rash and still be fine.
Wow.
I'm like, dude, ew. Now, Isley, she's only a year and a half, and she's like, diaper. Now.
Oh, yeah?
Mm-hmm. Yesterday, I was holding her, and she goes, diaper. And I'm like, okay.
Like, I'm not having this.
No.
Yeah.
It's girls, though.
Yeah.
I don't blame her.
Cool. All right, we've reached the end.
Yay.
Was that as hard as you were thinking it was going to be?
No. Dell's like, I'll pray for you.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah. And you're like, pray to what? I don't believe in anything.
I know. I'm like, okay.
Pray to the space aliens. Yeah.
Pray to our ancestors.
Well, thanks for doing it, even though I know you weren't feeling up to it at first. So
I'm glad I did it because I can have like an adult conversation.
Thank you so much for checking out this episode. Please be sure and share this podcast with everyone that you know. And if you or someone you know wants to be a guest, please don't hesitate to contact me at whycan'twetalkaboutthat@proton.me. Thank you.